Yo, we up in the building. How's everyone doing? Little different start tonight. We'll let the music rock. We got Brian Beeline up in the building. We got Brother Ray up in the building. It's going to be a lit show tonight. Crack this open, huh? Yeah. Water on deck. Harris is drinking again. TNR 045. We doing it live. Shout out to the chat. Gonna get started here in just a minute. Brian Beeline, Beeline Entertainment, coming to the stage. Yeah.
Brian B. the Beeline Entertainment LLC joined.
Getting up in them tonight. Oh yeah. Looking crispy. I know Brother Ray's gonna come on the line looking crispy, dressed like a Amish bartender. Yeah. Episode 045 of the Harris is Drinking Again podcast. Yes. Closing in on the year. This man tonight's been doing it a couple years. We're gonna get into it. All right. Dum, dum, dum. Yeah. All right. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight we got a special guest in the house. You seen him last week on the Pods Giving Epic Extravaganza. He goes by Brian Beeline Entertainment, LLC. He's going to be rocking with us tonight here on the Harry's Drinking Again podcast. So without further ado, coming to the stage, Brian Beeline.
Damn, you get me started early in here. That's right.
All right, brother, man. Welcome,
What's good, bro?
Oh man, doing good. Let me get your level all the way up there. Welcome back. Good to see you again.
Yeah, man. I'm glad to be back, man. I feel like I lived on here on Thanksgiving. Feel comfortable and shit.
I know, man. I was getting ready for today's show, and I was like, there's still, some people that didn't see the pods given or whatever, but I feel comfortable with you, but I'm like, I still got to give this man a good interview.
Got you. Yeah.
Because I've been on your show, we're starting to build this rapport, man. So I think
I'm loving it, man.
It's going to be excellent stuff. We are going to get into that. My co-host, brother Ray G, he's lagging again. He'll be in at some point.
That's
but
cool.
Tonight, got to give a shout out to the old Belching Beaver Brewery. We have a peanut butter milk stout for tonight's show. Yes, 5.3 ABV peanut butter milk stout. So that's what we're rocking with. And a little bit of J-Mo.
That sounds real interesting right there. Peanut butter milk. Damn, none of those go together.
Yeah,
peanut butter milk stout, all three of them oddball categories. But you want to know what I noticed though? It'd always be that weird shit that always tastes the best though, and it'd be the greatest thing you ever had in your life.
Right? No, this should be.
I noticed that.
I've had this one. This will be the second time I've had this on the show, but it's a good winner. I poured it like a fucking rookie. Jesus, I know better, but I got excited.
You a professional over there. You gotta put it on.
But this is a good wintertime beer, man. Malty, frothy, very good, very good.
Yeah, people like to play beer, man. I love beer. A good, nice, cold beer, like a fucking nice, cold Heineken, fresh out the fridge. Nah, I love it, bro. You know what else I noticed as I'm getting older? Bottles of soda. I don't fuck with bottles of soda no more, bro. If I do drink soda, I rarely drink soda. But I gotta have the cans, There's something about the coldness when the can get nice and cold. It's just enough. Ooh, man, that shit is refreshing, baby.
If I do Modelo or Corona, I gotta go bottle. But like here in Utah, have you heard about the weird liquor laws in Utah? Being from the
nah, never.
So Utah is known for probably Utah's not even on the radar, which whatever. But they got some crazy laws. They just started serving beer over 5%. Up to 5% on the taps. You can't buy liquor on Sundays, and you have to go to a state store to buy it. A whole bunch of rules. There's no there's no free pour. But we have a lot of craft beer, and if you want anything over 5%, you have to go to a liquor store and buy it. So
wow. Yeah, when I first moved to Georgia, they had that same kind of rule. Like you couldn't buy alcohol on Sundays. I think it stopped at 11 o'clock on Saturday nights. And I thought it was the dumbest stuff ever because I'm from Jersey. You know what I'm saying? Like you can buy alcohol whenever on Christmas. It don't fucking matter. Like it's never a rule or whatever. But when I first got down here, I was like, damn, to practice that level of restraint across a state, to just say, hey, we decide that you can't have this on this day. That's some powerful shit, man. Especially when you really consider it. Like, you can buy it at any time, but that one day, especially on the weekend, you like, oh man, I'm about to get me a beer and go home and chill for that Sunday dinner. And then you like, oh no, you not. You be better that shit on Saturday. Don't work. Yeah, it's crazy, man.
There'll be a few days out of the year here where they're dry because Monday will be a holiday, so they don't sell Sunday or Monday. So the liquor store is crazy on a Saturday. That should
Yeah, I
be
bet.
now
Them
for the
Walmart lines out there, motherfucker.
now for the people that may not know, and for the clips and everything, talk a little bit about your show, your podcast, how it came about, and just a
Okay.
little bit of and then bring us up to speed, currently with what's going on, and then I'll go into
Yeah, yeah. For sure, bro. Sounds good. Hey, listen, from the Harry's Drinking Again podcast, Harris Drinking Again podcast. Yeah, I love this show. First, I just wanted to make sure I say I love. Ever since we met, man, I've been checking you out. I love the guests. I love the experience. It's a lot of fun. I love that shit. I'm all about that life. But yo, hey, anybody who don't know me? My name is Brian B, and I'm the host of the Beeline Web Show and the Beeline Entertainment Show. That's on YouTube. It's available Tuesday nights at 9 p.m. and Thursday nights at 9 p.m. I started this journey going on 3 years ago. It's crazy to say that, going on 3 years ago, I started this journey, and we've actually, transformed into the Beeline Entertainment LLC. And that's pretty much the company that we own now. And that's what everything is under. We host a majority of shows. We have the web shows more like a podcast. It's kind of like, we got daily topics and different types of interviews that we do with different type of people all over the world. I mean, Australia, everywhere. It's been a really, really fun experience. And the entertainment show, we host, a lot of up and coming talents and, people who are just trying to show off their skills in the entertainment field, whether it be singers, rappers, chefs. I mean, I've had poets come on. I've had, internet celebrities, things of that nature. It's been a lot of fun, man. It's been like so much growth. And I was telling Harris came on my show, and I was telling him about how like I kind of got started kind of with just the idea it was going to be a podcast of me just talking to people and meeting new people, and just kind of wanted a place to kind of have my platform. The Beeline literally means straight to the point. I didn't want to sugarcoat. I didn't want to make somebody feel good with what I was saying. I wanted to say something direct enough for you to understand it completely as I deliver it. And that's what the Beeline meant. Now, my name is Brian, so I should just worked out in that way. How clever can you be, right? But that's how I got started, man. I mean, I always wanted to do something like this. And every time I say this story, like I keep saying, like I can't believe I am where I am with it now, because it's unbelievable, man. But the networking and the development and just like the influences even that I've come across doing this, just speaking on an open platform, has been unbelievable, man. I love this shit. I'm currently trying to quit my job with the 9 to 5 as fast as I possibly can, because I'm trying to do nothing but this for the foreseeable future. But yeah, that's how I got started. I started it actually 10 years prior to me actually picking up a microphone and a camera and really getting into it. I kind of just had the idea at the beginning. I started a Facebook page. I was giving some quotes on Facebook and Twitter. And then COVID hit and got everybody locked in their house. And I said, fuck it, I'm about to do something that I want to do, since, I got to be out here being an essential worker. I'm tired of being labeled as some shit. So I went for it. And I'm glad I did. The best decision I ever made, man. And I'm loving it. So check me out. I love you guys. Hope you guys enjoy the combo. Hope you guys enjoy the fun with me and Harris talking on here today. I can't wait for Ray to come on. We talk some shit. But that's the Brian B story, man.
that's
not that interesting.
No, that hella interesting, man. Now, how long you were born and raised in Jersey?
Yeah.
Okay. Would you say like I mean, you said 10 years prior, so mid-20s, you started to develop, but how much of an influence, did just that whole New York, New Jersey hip hop, possibly all the radio legends that you have out there, from the Stars to the K Slays to the, Envy's, the Charlemagne's, the
Charlemagne. Man, listen, I remember when Charlemagne was on Wendy Williams' show, and in WBLS on 107.5 in New Jersey. That was where I was introduced to Charlemagne. He's an interesting guy, man. I don't know him personally, but I knew of him for a long time. Yeah, man, I definitely think the influence has been crazy. I mean, growing up and where I'm from, I always tell like I've kind of came from two separate, worlds a little bit. I was kind of raised around like kind of suburban, when I was younger, I had a lot of kids. We used to go out and play and, do regular kid shit, go outside all the time. I lived outside, but I had a lot of friends and we always played outside, did the regular kid stuff, built clubhouses, all of that stuff. I had that big experience. My family though we were kind of in the same kind of predicament, but we were a little rougher. Like, my family side was a little rougher and stuff like that. And then when I got into 6th grade, a little older, we moved to Elizabeth, New Jersey. And then I kind of was in the environment of where my family's from. And I'm like, oh shit, all right, I gotta get real out here now.
Yeah.
And life kind of turned around, man. It was like I kind of came from having like, a little bit of both kind of experiences with dealing with people. And I know it sounds crazy, but honestly, like, it is just that. There's no way to put it. You got the hood and you got, suburban life or whatever. And never had a whole bunch of money and shit or whatever, but I was never poor. But, we definitely had a good childhood, man. And I think that development really made me into the kind of person that I am now as well. Having a really good, strong foundation, good parents, stuff like that really built me. But my father actually was big into music. My whole family has been big into music my whole life. My grandfather and grandmother actually had a group back in the day called what the hell was the name? They did a song. Here's a crazy fact. They did a song called Hot Pants. And they performed it at the Apollo. And it was a night that James Brown was at the Apollo. And apparently, under wraps or whatever, but there's speculation that James Brown kind of got that song from my grandparents. So yeah, very interesting. I found that shit out. My father came on my show and talked about it or whatever. But very heavily music influenced, family. My father was a drummer. My uncle was a drummer. My father used to manage up and coming talent. And that's kind of where I really started getting into like music and entertainment. And I was, following him around all these different shows and, events and stuff like that was happening. So I've been in this industry forever, man. Ever since I used to rap, I used to sing, I used to write, I used to do all of that shit.
Growing up,
I've been in this industry forever.
Was you, I mean, because out here it's so different. We don't, like growing up in Nevada, we don't have, the B-boys and the DJs, right? I mean, were you seeing all that as a kid, at school? I mean, we were like pounding on the table freestyling, but you guys had the whole
us too. Yeah, well, we was doing that shit. I mean, it wasn't like, listen, I come, listen, anybody fucking watching this right now that come from Cleveland Middle School, anybody, listen, the fucking cops is there right now, bro. Like, listen, we had got one time we were so fucking crazy, we literally had the whole like 7th grade was all on like lockdown. We all had to do that ISS shit for like a week. We was wilding, bro. Yeah, literally when I say the whole like 7th grade, it was a really rough school, man. But yeah, we did have shit. Like that's where like, rapping for me came from, seeing my father, manage these guys. I used to, I'm like thinking back on it now. I'm like fucking 9 years old running around like Yonkers, New York, talking with DMX's little brother, Mary J. Blige's family. We were really tight with Mary J. Blige's family. And we used to, do shows with her and shit like that or whatever. Back in the day, I was like 9 years old, bro. I was just walking around seeing all these crazy people and people that I look back on now and I'm like, damn, I can't believe I was actually around them when I was younger. But I didn't really, I didn't really understand. I was just having fun, enjoying the life or whatever. But hearing these guys rap and all this different talent, like all these different songs, I used to hear these mixtapes, and I remember, packing CDs and shit like that or whatever, on a school night in Manhattan. It was a lot of stuff, man. And I kind of just soaked it in. Like I literally just soaked it in, like, getting the knowledge, seeing how videos are made. Like it was just very interesting. So that form, yeah, man, being able to, be like 20 minutes away from New York, crossing the bridge. Yeah. Being in that life. Yeah. That I definitely think a lot of that shit stuck subconsciously. Yeah. Formed, my entertainment mind state that I got now.
Yeah. You definitely have like me and Ray were talking too, and like you have a unique voice. It's a distinctive voice, but well spoken, and like you sound like a damn host. You know what I mean? You sound very professional the way you deliver and everything.
Thanks, bro. Appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And I know it's a constant. It's like anything else. Some of it comes natural, but we gotta practice it and keep getting better and better.
Yeah.
And developing our formula, man. That's really
This shit ain't easy, man. A lot of times, if you have like guests come on and stuff like that or whatever, and you're speaking with people, and people will come on a lot of times and they'll start talking and they'll kind of lose themselves. They won't really know what to say. You won't really like know how to, especially when you got to talk about yourself. Like, it's hard to talk about yourself. You don't know really what to say. You don't know where to start. So much shit you've been in your own life. You don't know what's interesting. You're trying to prove points. You're trying to do shit. But when we're doing this, man, like as you just do it, I find it easy. I'm not shy. I'm like the furthest thing away from like any kind of like scary type of situations. I'm open, man. I'm super fucking open. Like everything I do is open. I don't mind it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not one of them type of people. Well, what if they find? I don't give a fuck. Like I tell my kids now, like the kids, you put on the blue sneakers. And then you go to school with the blue sneakers on, and the kids are like, "The blue sneakers, what's wrong with you?" Blah blah blah. I'm telling my kids, like, "Yo, listen, you'll be the one to wear the blue sneakers and be like, yeah, I got blue sneakers. Yeah, them shits is fire. Shits is hot." And then watch the people that come around you. That's how you know what I'm saying? And don't do it just to stand out. Do what you want and own that shit, yo. Yeah, that's what it's all about. It's confidence, bro. I was a confident motherfucker, bro. To this day I die, like I live by that shit. Yo.
Yeah, that's dope. Because I myself be doing some off the wall shit too. I used to do the same thing, like wear two different shoes or different color socks when it wasn't crazy sock day. I just like especially when we were young. The Nike socks, they're still popular today. But, just the basic Nike socks with the red, blue, and the black ones and shit. I used to wear like one red, one blue, or some crazy shit. But he be doing the same stuff. And I'm like, hey man, if that's how you feel, almost like Adam Sandler and Big Daddy. Just I let him dress himself.
Steve,
he looking a little. He's starting to get his eye though, man. He's starting to like together his little flavor. I just bought him some fresh little Nikes today, actually, before the pod, and
there you go.
He was feeling himself. He's like, oh, he's at that age, well, 7, but he's already starting to flaunt.
That's where you got to get it, man. Yo, listen, we gonna fly off on a whole topic right now, so you can't fuck with me too much because I just start saying stuff. But it's hard, man, with kids. Like I teach my kids, like even though I have the mentality, like blue sneakers, you got blue sneakers, I still try to teach my kids, like, don't be goofy. You know what I'm saying? Don't walk around with like my daughter. My daughter, she's real. She don't give a fuck, bro. Like I'll be real. My daughter, she don't care. She's the same age. I got twins, so I got both my kids are 11. My oldest are 11, and then my daughter is my younger daughter. She's 3 going on 4. So we trying to homeschool her. I don't want her going to school, bro. I'm one of them dads. I'm a protective dad. I don't give a fuck with it. But my daughter, she don't care. My older daughter, she's like, she'll do whatever, yo. She'll get up, whatever, put her hair any type of way and just walk out the door. So I always try to teach her, like, yo, baby, you gotta take care of yourself. Like your appearance and how you carry yourself is definitely your image. It's how you're gonna be treated, no matter how you look at it. If you want to walk around with some holy t-shirts and people talking about you, you want to try to own that. I mean, you can, but you gotta live with the life you're gonna, be surrounded by when you do that shit, make the decision. So it's a nice balance, man. I think that, it's important, especially with the world that we live in today, where there's so much, that can influence your children, in a lot of ways that I'm pretty sure that a lot of people probably don't want them to be influenced. It is very, starting young is important, man. 7 years old, watching TV all the time. I get on my daughter now, my younger daughter, because she watches YouTube, man. Like, she watches YouTube more than she watches TV, and every 5 minutes she can't bend over to pick something up without trying to shake her butt or something like that. And I'm like, oh yeah, this shit gotta stop, man. Heavy influence is just crazy nowadays, man.
I know, man.
Worse
than we ever could imagine, man. Just Power Ranger. I was gonna get off into that as well. I see the comic book influence, and as well, you're into like wrestling and stuff like that.
Yep.
Every since were you into the old school WWE? I mean WWF back. So if I throw out like Yokozuna, Bam Bam Bigelow, and
you give me easy ones.
Okay,
You know, head shrinkers. You talking about Bob Backlund. You talking about Virgil. You talking about. Hey, listen, I was a old school wrestling fan, bro. Like '88, I think the first wrestling pay per view. I think that what got me into watching wrestling was my father. He was like a fan, and he had taped SummerSlam like 89 or something like that, or 91, and I started watching that. But actually, the first match that I saw was Ric Flair versus Hulk Hogan, and it was like an old school match. And I woke up and kind of like went to my parents' room when I was little, and he was in there watching it, and I was standing at the doorway watching it. It was like in the middle of the night. It was like late, and I was watching. I was like, "Oh, that's wrestler." I didn't even know those two guys were. And then when I saw the SummerSlam tape that we had, I just fell in love with it, bro. I saw it was like when Macho Man got married and all that stuff or whatever. Yeah. So it was like I've always been a WWE fan, bro, wrestling fan forever. Love that shit.
Yeah. Damn. Yeah. You threw out some. I'm not that. I came around the early to mid '90s. Of course, Shawn Michaels and the whole the NWO movement. Later on, fixing that. But Yokozuna, Bam Bam Bigelow, because I used to play that old the WWF on Super Nintendo.
Oh and, man, hell yeah,
that was my shit. Booker T, man, fucking Razor.
Yeah, man.
Oh man.
Yeah. Did you have like the cousins? Like we had, like I said, like I was always around kids, man, as I was younger. Like we had my group of cousins, it was like maybe like 7, 8 of us. And then we had like, the kids that I hung around with around the way. We was in an apartment complex. So it's like, it was always just kids used to come around. We used to wrestle in the front yard. We used to wrestle. In school, one of the reasons why we had all got on lockdown and shit on in 7th grade or whatever, because we used to have fucking boiler room brawls in the bathrooms. We used to have wrestling matches everywhere. We would make belts and we would just literally just have wrestling matches all over the hallway, everywhere, bro. They locked us down for that shit, yo.
Yeah, that shit was fun. I remember, like, just you come up on your friend and pow, it just
Stone Cold Stunning. Everything. We used to kill that shit. But we always had we would sit in the room, like in my cousin's house. We go to the room. You always had the Sega, you always had the Nintendo, whatever, PlayStation, and you just pass the controller. You playing Mortal Kombat, you playing wrestling, whatever. You pass the controller, whatever. We used to get in the fights, all that shit, man. We had the wrestling ring downstairs in the basement of my grandmother's house. They had 2 mattresses on the floor. We used to sit there and jump off the walls. Yo, we used to kick each other's ass, bro. But that was the shit, though, man. Like, if I would understand. If back then you just doing shit, right? Like, but now that I'm older and I understand what that did for me, bro, that's why I'm always trying to talk to my kids about shit, yo. It sucks that I always, like I just said about my daughter, like I'm over here secluding her. Like I don't give a fuck. Like I'm that dad, yo. I can't. I'll go to jail. I don't give a fuck what it is. A kid took something crayon from her. No, I'm in jail. I can't fuck around. But I know the development from me being around all the different people that I was around, man. I know what that did for me. I know what it influenced my character. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's difficult, man, as a parent, because I want to give my kids that same kind of like freedom and liberties. But I also know the crazy shit that I did too. And that's why I kind of am like, hesitant about it. Yeah. So I don't know. It's a tough battle, man.
I can't. I mean, I got a son. I don't want any biological daughters for that reason and others, because I know how I would be. So, man, but shout out to you though, bro. I let my damn son. I'm gonna snitch on myself, man. I had a little job interview today at this other little spot, and because I'm trying to get out of my one situation, go to my other, but it happens to be where there's a play area, so I let my little dude at the play area say, I'm gonna go handle this business real quick.
Yeah.
And come back. He's all good, Now that sound crazy or whatever, but there's camera. I knew there, safe place, other parents and shit. I could still see through the foyer. But obviously, if I had a little girl, fuck no, dude, 7 years old, like a 7-year-old girl. But with my son, it's like it's just a whole other, he's just rough and tough. And Ray, I see you, brother. We're gonna get you on right here, here in another minute or so.
Beautiful. Yeah, man, it's hard, bro. Especially like I'm one of them dudes who watch all them crazy ass Netflix documentaries and unsolved mysteries and all that shit. Listen, my girl will come down here and tell you right now. I'll watch that shit and I'll go around my whole house, bro, and just super secure. I'll lock this bitch down like it's the purge. I don't care. But literally, man, it's because bro, it's a lot of scary shit, man. It's like you have to be, you gotta be. You got to be thinking about stuff or prepared at least. You don't want to be paranoid, but you do want to be one of them P's, bro. You got to be prepared, man, because shit happens, yo. Here you see it on the news every day. And when you have kids, that's like 3 other lives you got to care about besides your own now. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's how I look at that shit. And I'm like kind of the man of my family. Definitely my family in-house, but my sister and my moms and my 3 nieces. I'm kind of the man in that area too, no knocking anybody, but just being honest. So I'm like holding down the family and shit in my area. My son, I'm trying to teach him like this is how you do it. I'm a fucking leader, man, and I'm not trying to brag. I'm just being dead ass honest. That's exactly what it is. I'm definitely like I'm always trying to just make sure everybody's good, man.
Yeah, no, that's dope. That right there is a perfect fucking segue to bring on Brother Ray G. We start talking about manhood, leadership. Real men in the community, in their households, like you said, man. Wow, that's powerful right there. So, without further ado, here, coming to the stage, the co-host of Harris's Drinkin Again, host of his own podcast, Talk Teach Truth, Brother Ray G.
Man, I used to try to come in with some kind of kung fu magic movement. You know that, B. You know what I'm talking about.
You gotta do it
but
up,
man, after what you just was telling me about, I'm a leader. I kind of got stunned, bro. I was just like, damn.
I said, man, that's a perfect segue. Fucking just a veteran. It's a veteran move, right?
Man, I usually be like doing all this, but after that, right there, I just like, let me go.
Yeah, man.
And marinate.
Y'all be on some real shit.
All right, man.
And we got Beeline C, Brian Beeline Entertainment LLC, top of the screen.
Beautiful, beautiful.
All right.
Yeah, what's up? What's up, Ray? How you feel, man?
Hey, man. Every day is a blessing, man. I thank the Lord. I woke up today with you guys right now. Had a wonderful meal. Was able to try Blue Apron for the first time. If you ever had Blue Apron, yeah. So, I mean, the thing was, it's crazy because this is lady that was living here, and she got a little, dementia. So she's a veteran, so they're taking her to the VA. But before she left, when everything was all there, I mean, she bought some top-notch stuff, like organic, like the real stuff. And she goes, no. I called her, checked the hospital. I say, Miss Suki, how's everything with you? I'm glad you're right. I'm glad you called me. You can tell she's losing a little bit. But I said, yeah, we did something bad. We ate all your food, Miss Suki. She said, no, that's exactly what I did. I bought that all to feed you guys. I got boys in the house. You guys got to eat. That's why I made sure you guys are full all the time, And she's really cool. She's one of those old ladies, like, damn, that's how I roll, baby. She old, she's like 61, 62, and she's like hip like that, dog. And I'm like, all right, Masuki said we could eat all her food, which we already did. So but we already,
Happy accident.
I know, and she gave us a go. So okay, I'm cooking, dude.
Yeah, I fuck with those blue ribbons and all that. I wanted to try one of them. I was calling it a cheating because literally, like, you want to eat healthy and shit. You want to do all of that, and I've had like a crazy up and down diet weight battle thing. I used to be real fit, do all this shit or whatever, but I was always a big dude. But I used to be way more like than I am now. But I see them meals and they're already put together, and it's like, you don't got time, bro. That's another thing you learn about as you get older. Like, time just starts fucking creeping away.
Man, really, I barely got time to be checking on every produce, man. It's just like, I trust what you put. There's some people created to just be like, oh yeah, this is a good one for him. There's some people created for that, and like Blue Apron, man, I'm all about it, dude. I don't gotta worry about going to the store. Yeah, because my time, like, okay, wait a minute, fellas, man. Okay, I gotta before I lose my head over here, man. I gotta remind you. Okay, so right now where I'm at is called Heaven Bound Lifestyle Center, and I don't like our logo, B. Aris. I hate the
Yo,
logo, man. It's corny.
I'm here.
I mean, Pastor Mike, I love you, but Pastor Mike, no, bro. This is what I do.
Get a
Okay.
little update, a little bring in some new eyeballs, get some hype. 7 day, or Heaven Bound, and need some.
Yeah, I mean, and I'm going like this. Heaven Bound, man. That's saying a lot.
Mm.
Need some.
And we have a transitional home, bro, like where 3 and 5. If you've been out of the pen, you serve maybe 3 years, you got 5 years probation, and you want to straighten out, go through a 9-day program, man. Your Bible study and everything, just stick with it, man. And your rent is like first month is free. After that, you get a job, you get straight and everything, and your rent is not expensive at all.
That's beautiful. That I think a lot more needs to be said for a lot of people. That's a whole nother. Y'all building me up right now because I got a lot of shit to talk about in those areas, man. I think that people really, really need to start putting more work on promoting shit like that, yo. Because I feel like there's a lot of people who make mistakes, man. There are a lot of people, good people out here that make mistakes. There's a lot of people that's just pieces of shit too, and we got to be real about it. But I think a lot of people get lost, man. Matter of fact, I know. I'm not going to even say I think. I know a lot of people get lost and they don't know how to turn shit around. That's another thing you see with kids, man. A lot of kids get lost. They don't really know, so you're guiding them as a parent. But people in general get lost, and they don't have a way to turn themselves around. Even if they wholeheartedly want to, you get into the world and you experience things, and you go through things, and there's not a lot of guidance to help you do better. And I think that that's something that needs to be really spoken a lot louder, man, in the world, yo. Everybody ain't fucking perfect, yo. And people go through shit and people try hard.
No one is. That's the thing. No one is perfect, right? And the more you're trying to reach perfection, the more things gets fucked up and imperfect, Yeah. So, what I'm learning is basically, those imperfections. If you can just find the beauty in each and every one. I know that's kind of corny, but you feel me? Like it's like, that's where I find the inspiration to write my poetry, to write about my thoughts,
Yeah, you just hit the nail on the head, like really hard, where you said, like, you get out the pen and you need something. Dude, what you just said, literally, like, go to this Bible study class, getting this thing, your rent's not clear. You just gave like a guideline, and it was simple. You feel me? You did it by accident and shit. You didn't even write it down. You just said it. That little bit of information right there, somebody could hear that and say, "Damn, maybe I can do that." And then, bam. And then they on the fucking road to turning their life around with just that little bit of information. I feel like if there was more structure, if there was less like, people who got out and didn't really know what to do, they stand with their moms. Their moms ain't really trying to deal with them. And like I said, I know a lot of people who, just keep doing. Uncle Ricky. Fuck, I shouldn't have said his name. I ain't going to say nothing else. Say it too much.
Everybody got an Uncle Ricky, that.
People out. Yeah.
Everybody got an Uncle Ricky.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say that. Even I got great fucking stories.
He's that uncle, man. He's that.
My uncle. I love my uncle, yo.
You
but
love
listen,
him,
I'll tell you right now.
Everybody got an Uncle.
I've walked in a house in fucking suit and tie, fucking FBI agents. No bullshit, yo. My fucking uncle.
You got that everlasting crimey uncle.
Yeah, man. But everybody goes through stuff, man. Everybody goes through shit, and you need a helping hand, man. And you can't always just be sitting there with your hand out like, come on, it's my turn again. Like, nah, motherfucker, you got. But if you can get some kind of programs or whatever to help these people turn their life around, I think it needs to be spoken louder, yo. I think it needs to be spoken louder.
It's triggers, Everybody has a trigger. I'm working with people with certain, mental disabilities and physical disabilities, and both possibly, like cerebral palsy and things like that. And you got to go through it day to day, and then you got to find their triggers. What's their motivation? Because whatever it is that they're good at, they freaking excel in, yo.
It's crazy.
Once they get that on their arm. That's something that as far as podcasters, entertainers, our hip hop people, rappers and stuff. I mean, that's something that just I wish the people that do have the money, the power, and the influence right now, that's something they could easily do. You know, a lot of people are starting to talk about that lately. Put your money in the pot. You know, why can't we have? Why is it so difficult to get a real school or a real community center and and start filling? And like real.
Yeah, I mean, I'm in Atlanta, right? And and I'm not from Atlanta, but I'm in Atlanta. And the one thing I say, man, you got a hood everywhere. You know what I mean? Like you got hoods everywhere. But when I used to drive, I used to work for errands. So I used to get a lot of people who used to rent furniture, and we used to go pick it up and deliver it and shit. And I'm not gonna lie, and most of the time it was in like the lower poverty areas and shit. Yeah. And when I tell you, man, some of the areas that I saw, doing that job specifically, and I just saw some people were living in some of these conditions, and I just realized like it's no help, bro. And you say that like, well, who's supposed to help, right? Like who's supposed to better the situation? But you got people with millions of dollars, man, coming from these communities and shit like that. And I'm not saying nobody's doing nothing, but when you drive in certain areas and you see that shit, you like, damn, what are people doing though? Because this is a lot going on right here, man. And you question it, like why does it have to be this bad? Like, is there anything that can happen that can be just like you just said, Harry? Like you just said, so much people got so much money, bro. I don't want to rant, but Thursday night rant, right? Real quick. I had this conversation on my show before about me and my cousin were just talking shit, and we were talking about how it was some guy came on and he had just bought a necklace. He was bragging about it, and he was like, oh, it's $150,000 or some shit like that. I don't know who it was, but I was just watching it, and I was literally just saying to myself in my head, like, this motherfucker got $150,000 on his neck. That money literally can completely change like 6 people's fucking lives. Like, and that's just 6 people like living decent lives and stuff like that. Really change their fucking life in whatever life that they have right now. That's why nobody's responsible for it.
Yeah, that's why these young girls gonna running down on these cats with the chain, because they feel like that chain could change your life.
Make a difference.
Well, I mean, you know what, you gotta since we're in that topic. Okay, let's we all had a hood life. Shit, I had a third world life, so it's hood life. A lot of times those guys with chains, it could be because not that they bought them, that because someone owed them and they got that chain from them because they probably fronted them and they couldn't pay their debt. Now I own your chain, right? Now I drive your car. Give me the pink slip. I mean, it's a street game. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And and the big boys that are like super wealthy, I asked my boy Keith, I said, why you drive a Ferrari, Keith? He goes, first of all, because it attracts bitches. I said, okay, cool. And then he goes, this, but then at the same time, on the logical side, if I ever run out of money, I can sell it and the value's still there. And I'm going, bingo. They think different. They're looking at value, they're not looking at the number. Us poor motherfuckers think about the number. We ain't talking about the value.
Yeah, I mean, I guess if it's collector.
Yeah. I mean, anybody has a reason. Like I said before, nobody's responsible for funding the planet. If I got $500 right now, if just being real, if I had $500 right now, I could go and give some food to a homeless shelter or something like that or whatever. But I'm probably gonna go buy a fucking PlayStation. So you know what I'm saying? But that's what I would do with my $500. Am I funding the world? No. So I can't talk shit. I can just speak openly. But if I had money and I had money where I can buy a PlayStation and what's it called, I would definitely take care of the community. But now here's my own, backfire on my own thoughts. Some people can be like, well, if I can buy my Lamborghini and I can buy this or whatever and this and that or whatever, then I'll take care of, my mom and my family and shit like that or whatever later, or my community. But at the same time, it's just like, it has to be understandable. Like, damn, you bought a necklace for $150,000. Yeah. And is there anything else? Like, why is that the go-to move and shit?
For me, the only thing when I hear brothers that have that shit, I'm like, okay, I could see buying that as like, item number 99 on the list. If you had the 40 acres, you got your mule, you got your water well, you got your, for me, it's land, it's assets. Like, if I could buy $150,000 chain, I better have $250, invested in stocks. I better have
For
I better
real.
Yeah.
have 150 just tucked in a shoebox. You know,
Yeah.
a couple
Yeah.
shoeboxes, like, and
Couple of properties.
yeah, but
That's what sucks, man. It's like you are absolutely right, man. But it's like the problem is here's me trying to solve the world and shit. But the problem is motherfuckers go and buy that chain, and then people see it, and now you influenced, and then people want to get money so they can buy the chain too. So they don't think, necessarily, not all the time, but they don't think about, oh, I want to go have my 40 acres and my mule, and we got this. That's why you got so many musicians that have these fucking stories, how they're broke and how they didn't make it because they went and they blew money, or these people, even not even musicians, but people who win the lottery and all these crazy stories.
But do you think that's changing now, though? Do you think that's changing now, though? Like, people are becoming wise because of the economy and everything. They're realizing that, they're not as frivolous with their money as they used to be.
I think maybe some people, but I think the majority of people who have money are always going to kind of still be on that wave, man. If you have it, you go until you don't have it, or until you are close to not having it, and then you get scared and you hoard. Like, that's like the natural, like, human fucking process, isn't it? Like we're comfortable or whatever. I'm guessing we're comfortable. Like, I'm comfortable, but I'm not nowhere near like where I would like to be, or even where I want to be. So it's like I can get by. I can pay my bills. I can buy some. I can do a podcast. I'm comfortable. But I wish I had more to provide. I wish I had more that I can do for my family. You know what I'm saying? Like, so finding your means of success. Another thing I'm talking about all the time now is important too. And you can't really structure how you value somebody's values, but I just feel like if you buying $180,000 piece of jewelry that you're putting around your neck, just knowing that can.
What would you, if you had $150,000, not even the neck, but that value in your lap right now? What would you allocate that $150,000?
Man, listen. My first thought, and I literally go on my phone with a calculator and calculate shit, literally all the time. When I'm bored, that's what I do. But I'll take $150,000. The first thing I think about is, what am I giving people? I'm no bullshit, not charity either. I'm being that dead ass.
I mean, are you saying that? I mean, what about your debt and all of that stuff? Like,
Oh yeah. I'm definitely
pay all of that stuff off.
Definitely, the first thing I'm thinking is, every time I do this shit, when I calculate, like, if I had $1 million right now, if I won the lottery right now, what am I doing? First thing I'm always thinking about, well, I got to give my mom some money. Got to give my girl's family some money. I got to make sure I take care of everybody that I got. Okay, now that's taken care of, I got to take a chunk and I'm putting it to the side. I do that every fucking time. And then I sit there and say, what am I left with? Okay, I'm left with this. Now I can go and pay up on my shit. I can go pay this. I can go buy this. I can go get a house. I can go do this. That's how I think when I have like large sums of money, or if I had large sums of money. Now, continuous large sums of money. That's what Harry was talking about. So if you got your 40 acres, your mule, you did all this, you took care of your mom's already, you took care of this, and now you want to go buy $150,000 worth of shit to put on your neck or your shoes or whatever the fuck, a sneaker connection, a sneaker factory if you want. It is your it's your right. It's your, you can do whatever you want to do
out of it. Yeah.
But but what we're talking about is, if you drive in downtown Atlanta, coming from Atlanta, and see the world that you came from, you know what I'm saying? And look around like, damn, you literally could make change. So that's why it's like, it's not that you have to, but if I had that and I was driving down my fucking old, whatever, and I was like, damn, I used to play here. I used to be here. I got all this money. I got this shit now. Man, what can I do? You know what I'm saying? I have that mentality. Not everybody does, but I just don't understand how. Or maybe I just want more people, or wish more people would have that mentality. I feel like the place would be so much better. Like how you said with the damn, I'm creating the image for the people who just got out of jail and helping them find out how to get on their path. And shit is needed, man. Shit is needed. Like, you need a voice to make change, bro.
Yeah.
So that's all. I don't know.
Are you familiar with with Rollo and his story down there in ATL? He was got caught trafficking the marijuana, but I guess he had really bought his whole apartment complex. Like, he bought the whole complex, and he had Ferraris, Lamborghinis somewhere out there in zone, whatever section zone. I don't know what they be talking about out there, but
yeah, I never heard of that.
But he's in federal prison now. He's been there about 4 or 5 years, man. Rollo, man, he was like a big old D boy, bro. Did in the hip hop game too, but but you know, and do you think that's something that brothers can like ever, how there might be a couple of them that's like really, like the Nas types. Like for every 10 rappers, you get a Nas. It's really, if we had this, bro, the world really would be like, a better place, right? The hood, we get these brothers to put their money together, but someone like Rollo, who there's still a thing about keeping it real, possibly, even though he bought his apartment complex back and put a few Lamborghinis, put some of his people to work, goons and this and that. I mean, he's in prison for still trafficking drugs, so he didn't really elevate that much, even though he was a millionaire. I mean, is that can something like that? I mean, what is it? Can that change? Can 10
I would like to answer that question. Question. I think there are just some men in this world, in this life, that it's not a matter of whether they're out there or inside. It's the way their brain thinks. And there's just some wise men. And he got caught with, and first of all, it's in federal prison. What that means is that federal prison is just like Holiday Inn, man. I mean, and if he got the money, he can pay it, which I'm sure he can. It may seem bad, but he's okay over there. He get conjugal visits and shit like that. Federal prison. It's all about just because of money.
Well, not all. Well, I go down the YouTube prison rabbit hole. Not all federal prison, but there's some.
But the federal prison, when it basically we
just don't want the kids to think that
Yeah, no, it's not. It's not fun. It's not
prison
fun.
Ain't the place to go.
It's not. Yeah, it's not. It's
I know
not
what you mean, though.
You know what I mean?
Because
But
you
it's-
literally
it's-
got
it's a-
motherfuckers
it's a
making
bougie-
music videos.
It's bougie. It's a
in
bougie
video in prison now.
Yeah, bougie prison and everything like that.
yeah,
right?
tablets.
So yeah, but going back to that one, there's just some men out there that their wisdom in just the way things work, he probably is able to focus better in prison.
Yeah,
and he's probably living.
You guys both have really good like views on this. Like this topic is real interesting, because it's like, Ray, your side is, hey, he probably don't give a shit. You get locked up, prison is fucking, comfort for him anyway. And Harry,
safety.
You pretty much like, hey, he was doing good. He didn't have to do what he was doing. What the fuck you think? What would make him change from that? At least I think that's what I'm thinking of. But that goes to show you, like, on both sides of that, what's the reason why you stopped doing some shit, bro? Going back to kids. We going back to kids again. Kids do something wrong. What do? You punish them. You take away their phone. You beat their ass if you have to or whatever. You know what I'm saying? The punishment comes in to try to do corrective action. However you do it. Stand in the corner, time out, whatever the fuck it is. You're trying to do corrective action. You're trying to do something so that kid says, oh, man, I did that. I don't want to do this again. I don't want to get my ass beat again. So I'm not going to do that again. That's the same thing with jail is. You get older and you go to jail when you steal something and you get out of jail and you say, man, fuck that. I don't never want to go there again. But if you go into jail and jail is not really that bad, you got your friends in there, you fucking having parties. Literally just saw a video today talking about guys are being investigated in Michigan because these guys, inmates, was fucking shooting a music video in jail. Making lasagna and shit. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Great, man. They're hitting jail. Mm-hmm.
So, but you want to know something? But then you see another story that we have that's kind of showing this off right now is the Brittany Rayner or whatever the girl that's locked up in Russia right now.
In Russia, right? Yeah.
Right. Yo, do you think anybody in fucking America is going to go and cross the damn border or whatever with anything? Them motherfuckers going to throw out their clothes if they have to. They don't want to be in that situation. They don't never want to. She is an example for everybody who ain't in fucking Russia and anybody ever even thinking about going. They ain't going to travel with nothing in their bag from now on. Why? Because they making an example out of her. And it sucks. It sucks. It's unfortunate. It sucks and it's unfortunate. But I'm telling you right now, the thing that sucks, man, is we don't have enough reason. And like I said, I don't know everything. It's just my opinion. We don't have enough reason to not want to stop doing some shit. Even when you can, you still got that mentality. I'm still going to go do some shit. Yeah, fuck it. That's what I used to do. I'm on the block. I'm doing this. I know plenty of fucking people like that.
Let me ask you this question though. Brittany Griner in Russia. You think she's smoking a weed?
Man, I think that girl sitting in that fucking cell, hating life, hating smoke. Period. You know why?
No,
Because I know she's sitting there. At least she has sat there and said,
No, but
"Man,
think
I
about
wish
it
I'd have
though.
just
Like
threw that shit out."
think about it though. Think about it though. Right? She just an athlete. She don't really know nothing. She got caught with some CBD and some marijuana, and like you said, they're using her as a propaganda.
And
Yeah.
specifically, wasn't it just a little
You know,
cartridge? Just a cartridge?
Yeah,
I
it's
thought
a
it was
little
like
cartridge
like
and
a
everything,
like a thing
yeah.
like that.
That's crazy.
You know, and she doesn't know
Fucking
any type
bananas.
of like political information. What you got? I think she's part of the whole alphabet, LBD, whatever, whole all that and WNBA and whatnot. Got caught with that, and then she's done in 10 years. You know, right now, real talk. I think she's chieftain in Russia.
Like right now, what do you mean?
I bet you she's chieftain with Russia because it's just a propaganda, guys.
Nah, man. I think
Come
she
on,
over there
man.
getting
Russians
fucking-
love vodka.
think she over
They're
there
party
struggling.
animals. They're they're just chieftain in freaking Russia with the guards and shit like that. She
You
ain't
know what
being
sucks,
tortured.
man? You know, I think she over there. I think they make an example out of that girl, bro. I think she over there going through hell. I mean, who knows?
Think
You know,
so?
I pray she's
What
over
are
there.
what are they
having
gonna
parties
get from
and
her
shit.
though? What are they gonna get
The
from her? She doesn't know
satisfaction?
no inside information of
Yeah,
what?
but who
of a
who
personal.
does things for? Yeah,
Well,
it's
no-
not personal though. You just said it's not personal. It's not like it's about
and
her.
she's
It's
like-
about
but
the action.
she's an American in prison for 10 years for marijuana.
Well, I heard that
Why would she be there?
she's doing some hard labor as well. Like they're doing her bad, bro. Like, and then
Oh,
not
yeah,
really?
they go up. They moved her to that prison. Yeah, they moved her to like the worst prison for women.
worst
Yeah,
one.
they make an example out of her, bro.
Wow, they're making an example out of her.
They're
I
making
guess
an example
I'm
out of her
wrong
ass.
then.
But look, Ray, you got to think, bro. I mean, we've all, I don't know, I've spent an overnight or whatever, been to jail. But look, bro, she's 6'8". Like, first of
Yeah.
all, think about her living condition in the fucking prison.
Mhm.
Like
Very
her
true. Yeah.
hanging off the bed. They ain't got no.
Damn. Yeah.
And it's not like probably America to where they're gonna go out of their way to like order her a special size coat. Yo, it's fucking winter in Russia. She's probably
Exactly.
Siberia and shit. No, you're having cold
Stranger
salmon
Things.
tonight.
yo. Shout out
And
Brittany.
it's not cook.
Yeah,
Cold
free-
salmon
Yeah.
tonight.
Free Brittany.
Shout out to Brittany Rayner for real, man.
Oh,
yeah, for
Hot
real. Yeah.
potato broth. Hot
I ju-
potato broth.
I think of that, bro. Like her size, her stature, like that's gonna be uncomfortable. She's used to like, hopefully she is getting out, getting some exercise, working just to like move and but like her actual probably looked at
I
as a
didn't think of
freak.
that.
You know what I mean?
I didn't
Some
think of
Russian
that.
guy that's going this. I like the boom boom scene, like 6.8, but no, but she's
Bro,
got-
listen, you don't think? I'm
What?
saying how much she stands out. I'm pretty sure. I mean,
Told you, some Russian guy
she's
be
probably
like-
going through hell, man. That sucks so bad. But the point is, do you think anybody ever fucking crossing the board with? They gonna check their drawers, socks, shoe, whatever, because they're never gonna allow something like that to happen. And that's what sucks, though, right? Do we have to be faced with that kind of extremities to not do shit? Like,
Bro.
do we have to be faced like with that hardcore kind of life
Yeah.
But
to not make bad decisions?
Real
You know what I'm saying?
statistics though, tell you what, the most populous use of methamphetamine, and guess what country where methamphetamine
Harry's
is
drinking again.
I only got
Russia.
some water. You making me look bad. I only got some water over here.
Russia.
Water all
Oh,
day.
Russia's the worst.
Russia is into the whole meth
'Cause
stuff.
Russia's fucking crazy. Them niggas be
Water break.
fighting
Everybody
bears.
take some water. If
There
you're
we go.
listening, go take a sip of water. Hi.
Russia's no joke, man.
Yeah, Russia be
But-
fucking wild. That's why they dominate UFC. Motherfuckers is fighting bears and giraffes
I
and
know,
everything. They
right?
fight every fucking thing. I don't care.
But
It's sad though, man. It's sad, man. I mean, like you said, man. I've had my experiences, and I grew up, and like I said, because of my upbringing,
Hey,
definitely a reason why I ain't even turning back to that kind of life, man.
hey,
Nowhere near.
since we're on this, I have to switch the gears. We got to talk about this Shanquillo Robinson,
Oh,
debacle,
yeah.
bro. We got to bring this up for a minute, bro.
Bullshit.
Now, I myself haven't delved down the story, got all the facts or whatever, but I know enough and apparently Mexico is trying to expedite them back. But maybe, maybe we could just bring that up for a minute, man. Just the
Tranquilo.
the horribleness of. Do you know what's going on with this case, Ray?
Oh yeah.
Oh wow. Okay. Well,
So behind. Yeah.
wow. I mean, yeah. I don't get into the news. You can't help it. It's trending everywhere. Every fucking buddy, every YouTuber's touched on it. But I didn't watch the video. I just seen the thumbnail. I can't watch shit like that, even if this is what I want to bring up. So it was a young black woman, apparently entrepreneur, very successful girl. And if you know more, Beeline, fill in. But she took her friends to vacation. Apparently, she footed the whole bill, to my knowledge. Like she flew them down to Cancun, on her, and to turn up to celebrate. Somewhere along the course of the night or the stay, one of her friends starts beating her up in the hotel room. She's naked. There were 5 or 6 other friends and a couple men. There were some men as well.
It was a guy. Yeah, it was a guy who was filming it on his phone and shit.
A punk ass, weak ass man, and hopefully that motherfucker gets caught too. Fuck that piece of shit, bro. But he
probably wasn't. Yeah, I mean, just being real, and no hate to nobody, but he probably was, I probably was a gay guy, and he was in there, whatever. I mean, just being honest, yeah, he probably was on. I'm just going off the sound of how he was sounding, how he was sitting there. That's another thing. I mean, we could talk about on this topic too, because I think that is important to discuss. But yeah, you're right, Harry. Like, I did see the video, and I saw how they were kind of like attacking her. It was one girl that I saw attacking her, but I don't know the whole story. I don't really know a lot of the story, but I do know that basically they kind of said she died of food poisoning or alcohol poisoning. And then they showed that video, and they're like, they showed her obviously being attacked in this room, and people are filming it, and it looked like everybody was against her. So I don't know if there's not enough of the story out, but I don't know.
But the horrible thing was she was not fighting back. She did not fight 1 ounce back. She was like limp
in the thing. Yeah,
she was just getting beat. Now we don't know how long that beating was going on or whatever, but according to the medical examiner, the coroner's office, she died from a spinal contusion or whatever, severe spinal injury. And
yeah, it says I got it pulled up here. After an official autopsy report revealed that she suffered a broken neck and a severe spinal cord injury. So that's what they have it down as. The Mexican authorities are seeking the arrest of an American woman who was among the vacationers. Now, Robinson's devastated family wants 2 things: answers and account. Yeah, so it doesn't look like they even have a lot of information. Yeah. But the fact alone that they said it was alcohol poisoning, or that got out, or however it got out, because it's just, this is the information that we just got, the motherfucking people on the internet. But the fact that video got out, and it was an uproar because people were trying to figure out what the fuck was going on. That's why it's such a trending topic, because nobody knows. Like, you said alcohol poisoning, but this girl's getting the shit kicked out of her. She get the crap beat out of her. Now the autopsy's coming out saying that she had these injuries, physical injuries, but you still haven't heard anything about, what is, what happened, what's the cause, or who did it, or in that situation. So it's an ongoing topic. Sad, man.
I did read somewhere though where there's about $17,000 missing dollars that they apparently these friends took from her or whatever. She went down there with some cash, or they cleared out her accounts or whatever. When the doctor came in, they called the doctor around 2 p.m. and I think they reported her dead at 3, if I'm not mistaken, 3 or 6. It was a couple hours later, but the friends refused to let the doctor take, remove her from the room. And one of the girls was on the phone while she was laying there, losing her life, talking to her parents, saying, yeah, she's dying of alcohol poisoning, while she's on the
okay.
And the rumors are possibly, because Mexico, man, I was just out there, money talk like a motherfucker. And so they were saying, how the hell now the Mexico government wants to, now because it's getting everywhere, they're like, oh shit, but they're thinking, these girls probably paid the people off at the hotel. Hey, we'll just sign off, because there was something signed off to let them leave. Like there was no official.
Got it.
There was nothing allowed to.
How old was this person? This lady? How old was this woman? How old was she?
She looks like she was let me see,
mid-20s.
25.
25.
Oh, 25, probably still single, no kids, no nothing. Just
Apparently
she paid for the trip.
Apparently she's a entrepreneur, had a couple successful businesses. You know, I listened to her dad today, man, and he sounded very. I mean, obviously, but when he went to look at her, I heard this today, and the dad said it himself. The actual girl who apparently was on beating her, when they came back to the States, they showed up at her house to deliver her phone and her belongings, and her dad looked her in the face, and she sat there and said, yeah, she died of alcohol poisoning. Then when the video was released, they can't find these people. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. You know they're going. They're gonna find them though. But
yeah,
it does suck that you know, it's a couple reasons, man. It's hard to say anything on this. It's just one of those unfortunate series of events. I mean, at the same time, you always got to take this shit with a grain of salt, because we're getting the story that's getting published by millions of fucking people who never wasn't there. Everybody's speculating, everybody's hearsay. But you also have to understand, like, you know, this shit can happen to anybody. If it is for what it is, a group of friends that you thought were your friends, you went somewhere and you did something and y'all was together and then something happened and then shit fucking went sideways. It can happen to anybody. That's one of the scariest things about it. Like, you hear people saying a lot now, oh, that's why I don't, hang with people. That's what you hang with people. I mean, you never know what can happen, man, or what kind of situation.
You never
or
know.
what
And you just
shit happens, man.
Yeah. But don't I wouldn't recommend for anyone to live. I mean, is there a particular solution or way? No, there isn't. That's just
it really isn't. Not all the time.
It's random, dude. It's just random.
That right there is just bad. That's just evil people. Bad home training.
Evil. Exactly.
Yeah. They said she knew them. She knew them since college, and she's 25. I mean, I don't know how long she was in college, but she says she was with some people. She knew them. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, I don't. You don't know people's character, and sometimes people do make bad decisions. Oh, I just met you, motherfuckers. Let's go on a trip. Like, yeah. I mean, you got to know some people, bro. You can't, just be running around with everybody. But we don't know. She could have knew these motherfuckers. They could have been best friends, and then, bam! I've heard stories of people getting shot over a cup of juice, and it's just in the heat of the moment, things happen, and then people panic, and then people try to cover it up, or people do stupid shit and make dumb decisions, and then you can't take them back, and then now you in a whole different world, and that's just how life goes, man. Unfortunately, yo.
I just know, myself, man. I got stand-up character, bro. Like, I don't want to be around violence anyway. I mean, now that I'm getting older,
hell no.
But never.
None of that shit.
It was a bunch of grown men, bro. We're all three drinking plus three more motherfuckers, and one of us say I'm too drunk, which here's drinking again. I never get blacked out, but let's say I can't fight back, boom, or the next man. There's no way I could just stand there, bro, and be like, nah, I'm swinging on all y'all. Like, yo, chill the fuck out, bro. Like, he's done. He ain't doing shit.
Yeah, try to break the fight, or if someone's trying to then you gotta be in the mix. But
I just have a problem.
Possible try to break the fight.
Yeah, and be like, you said this last week, like, especially when children or whatever. But I wanna throw this curveball out there. Let's just play hypothetical. We all know Ghislaine Maxwell or whatever, right? Let's say, let's say the majority of the world hates her. Sex trafficking. That she's probably responsible for traumatizing. Let's say this was the same video. This was Ghislaine Maxwell getting beat in her prison cell by 6 inmates, right?
Right.
Hey, reap what you sow, motherfucker.
Yeah, that's true though. That's true.
I'm sorry.
Hey, fair exchange is no robbery, man. Fair exchange is really no robbery.
Like the majority, or if it was Jeffrey Epstein, like the majority of people would be like, "Oh yeah, fuck yeah," So it's like you said, I
won't condone it. But I ain't stopping it. I ain't gonna jump in that shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's certain. Like, you bring up a good point. Like, it's like, well, what is the right thing to do, right? Like, if you saw Giselle, if it was Giselle on the floor, should you stop? I'm not gonna sit there and fucking videotape it, but I'm not gonna put my life line to try to stop it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right,
there's just certain things. If I let's lower it a little bit. If I saw somebody rob a fucking store and somebody ran in there, robbed the store, and then somebody fucking caught him robbing the store, grabbed him, choked him up, and punched him in his fucking face on the ground, I ain't stopping it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not stopping it because I think he's right to be beating the guy in the face because he just did something wrong. But I'm not stopping it because, hey, you made your fucking path, and I don't have to intervene in this right now. It's not my place. You made your decision, and now you're paying your consequences for your decision. I'm not going to interject and make me maybe pay a consequence for interfering in somebody else's business. So
that's when you say karma is a bitch.
Right there, honestly, and it's not the wrong thing to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe you call the cops or something like that.
Yeah, that's the reason why
I feel what you're saying, Harry. Because as I'm talking, like I'm hearing myself say it, because I would never just allow some shit to happen that I can prevent, not personally intervening. But if I can say, oh shit, man, damn, this shit's getting crazy, maybe I can just call somebody and get the shit out of here. Like, yeah, you want to do the right thing. Like, us being older, like back in the day, back in the day, I'm gonna fucking do a couple kicks in there and shit. But but now being grown and knowing, what the right shit is to do, like, you see something like, yo, man, call the cops, man. Yeah, this shit is going too far. It's too crazy. But I ain't jumping in that shit. If I see a kid, I'm jumping in. Like, nah, fuck you. Get off this.
What made me stop is every single time you get arrested, man, you get charged, dog. And it's not cheap.
Yeah. We were talking about that shit with there was a video floating around. It was a video floating around on TikTok. And it was literally a guy who was giving this is some real other shit that I really think people really need to start paying attention to. He was talking about what to do when you're in a situation where you want to use your gun, and where you need to, maybe. And he was talking about, like, what can happen, or what are the parameters of you not potentially going to jail if you feel like you have to use your gun. And he was basically saying shit like, hey, if you're fighting somebody and then somebody's attacking you and you pull your fucking gun out, unless you can prove that they were going to murder you, you can fucking be charged. And hearing this stuff was really crazy, because I was saying to myself, like, if somebody's attacking you, how do you judge whether this person's going to kill me or not? Somebody can punch you in the face, you fall wrong and die. Somebody can punch you in the face, hit you wrong, and you're dead. So if I take out my gun to avoid all of that shit because somebody's threatening my life, I'm in a predicament where I can possibly lose my life because of that. It's very complicated, man. We don't know these laws. Like, we don't know these rules because they're fucking precise.
They said, well, in certain states, like in Nevada, if you come into my property,
Utah too,
and I shoot you and you die in my property, that's burglary on your part.
Yeah, in Georgia, you can't. Or I think if somebody's on my porch and I open my door and he's banging on my door, whatever, trying to kick my door, and I open my door and shoot him and he's outside, I'm pretty sure I'm charged.
If outside your door or inside your property, because your property could be like where the fence line is. Yeah. Because if they go past the fence line, that could be like breaking and entering. But the minute they go into your house, that's like, I think, considered burglary, and you have every right to just.
Yeah, that sucks that it's got to go that far, man. Because that's like saying like people are fucking cowboys. Like, we don't know how to shoot like that.
Yeah, my thing is that I guess it all depends. It's like, if you really feel like if the other person has a weapon and trying to get into your house, okay. But say, for instance, you do that and you shot someone and they just want to take a couple of, I don't know, they want to take your PlayStation and shit like that. I mean, to some people they'll kill for that, but I'm going, hey man,
I'm going to jail, bro. I don't got time to be deciding what the fuck they want to do. I'm going to jail because somebody picking up. You see the videos all day, bro. Like all the fucking Ring camera videos, and you see these niggas walking up to the house with the girl knocking on the door, like, hey, I just want some coffee.
Little Frank.
The fuck, goodbye. I'm popping. I keep my shit on me at all times, yo. Every fucking where I go, I keep my shit, because I'm one of them type of paranoid fucking people. I don't know. I'm one of them people who watch a lot of movies.
Will you shoot the gun? Will you shoot the gun just to scare them, or will you actually shoot to kill them?
Listen, that's a hard decision.
Like, oh shit, let me get out of here. You know what I'm saying? You don't necessarily gotta kill them, but if say you let them go, shoot somewhere and they go, oh damn, this motherfucker's gonna shoot. He's shooting. Boom.
Well,
Because there's another thing too.
Well, some states. This is crazy. We're talking about this. 'Cause I just watched a video last night, and it was a son and a mother. The guy comes in the backyard, walks up to the door, jingles it, goes straight back to their shed, their garage, goes in the garage. The son comes out and fires a couple warning shots at the garage or overhead, and the guy comes out, and he's gonna turn away, and he keeps walking. Like the dude already fired 2 warning shots. He's still walking towards him. Bam, drops him. But he got off because his lawyer said, well, for one, he fired warning shots. My defendant did not want to kill this man. It's on video. Yeah. He fired warning shots.
Makes sense.
The man turned around. He didn't know if he was dazed, crazy. Because who's gonna walk towards a fucking guy who just fired 2 shots?
Waiting.
Two warning shots. Yeah.
Who's waiting, bro?
I'm gonna have my penis gonna be like a turtle up in my fucking gut, and I'm gonna have a piss leaking on my. I'm out this motherfucker.
I'm telling you.
Yeah, this shit.
Yeah, shit happens fast, man. And it's like it's hard to sit here and sit down in a chair on a microphone and tell everybody like, oh well, I'm gonna, fire. Listen, if somebody's at your door, you got your whole fucking family in your house, or you just by yourself, and then you got somebody threatening you, bro, like threatening your life, threatening you. You don't know what somebody's capable of. You don't know what somebody's got. How much time do you have when they kick that fucking door? You got a couple seconds. You got to figure out which life. You have to figure all that shit out in 5 seconds. You know what I'm saying? They kick in the door. You don't know when they're going to break that shit in. They run up in the house and just immediately go for you. How much time you got? Oh, let me try to shoot him in the leg. Nah, you going to try to take a motherfucker out, bro. Your thought on it is wrong house, nigga. That's your fucking thought, because I'm not
they are
trying to decide.
Vicious people in Atlanta, here on the west side.
Well, no, listen,
would you like some cookies with that?
Trying to be playing with people trying to decide if they should live or not. Fuck
Did you want some milk and cookies with that, sir, before you rob my house here in Reno, Nevada?
Tell you.
Nah,
don't touch my Stacy's, okay? You can take whatever, just don't touch my Stacy's.
I don't know if it's a state. I'm sure it's state by state, but they say if you're gonna shoot somebody in your house, shoot to kill, because that motherfucker can sue your ass, bro.
In Hawaii, it's like that. In Hawaii, it's like that.
If you go for a little leg shot just to cripple him,
man. In Hawaii, it's like that.
You gotta dome him, man.
A lot of blue states, yo, for real.
It's sad.
9 out of 10, something like that happens, bro. I mean, it like I say, I don't know shit, bro. Like I'm just trying to be the voice of reason, I guess. Most of the time, man, shit like that pops off, man. You know the adrenaline you get when you're about to get into a fight, or something's about to happen, it's unexpected. That shit is like times a million, bro. When like something, I've been in a couple situations where we've been in a club and shit's been shot. I've been in a situation where me, my sister, my whole fucking crew, we all got thrown on a thing. Cops popped out of these fucking trucks and threw us all up on a wall because somebody said somebody in our crew had a gun right in front of a fucking liquor store. He was walking home from school one day, and a lot of shit like that or whatever. And when the adrenaline starts hitting, bro, it's a whole different experience. Like your thoughts go really fucking fast, and then whatever happens, the thoughts that you have in that little second that feels like a long ass time, that's all you got. So now you over there dealing with shit, and then you like, look, you don't got time to think about warning shots. You don't got time to think about anything. You got time to think about how do I save my ass.
The fight or flight kicks in. The fight or flight kicks in.
For real. I mean, depending on what the situation is.
Well, it's so tricky because even I think about it like you don't have time to think, right? But let's say there's some lawyers out there. The prosecutor will be like, well, it's so particular because you might kill him, but then the prosecutor's like, well, maybe he was turning away to exit, and you were gonna shoot him, and then right when he turned, he shot him in the back, so he was leaving or something. Like there's so many scenarios.
Yeah, it sucks, man. That's why the court system is like, people talk shit and they say stuff, whatever, but you gotta understand this: the motherfuckers that's involved in the situation, just like the Shanquell situation or whatever. The people who was involved in that situation is the people that's sitting in that fucking room. Everybody else speculating from the outside with stories and pieces and all this other shit. When you go to jail, that's why there's so many innocent fucking people in jail now, because you're just getting stories that seem like they make sense. And a lot of times, like we're talking, if you do shoot somebody in the back and they're trying to kick in your fucking door, how do you know what the situation is? How do you know he's not running back to the car to get a gun? How do you know he didn't just say that in the house? I'm going to get my fucking gun. And then he went to turn. He said, bam, bam, bam. No, don't. You don't know. It's like, it's so much more can happen. It's hard to fucking have all this speculation and think that we're right. You know what I mean? Like
he turns around to exit, but like your kids' room is right by the the door. They're like, bro, and then be like, man, I didn't know he was going to my kid's room.
He was going to run up my stairs. Yeah. My house, just like you just said, my house is fucking. As soon as you open the door, I got my stairs right there. So you go upstairs or whatever. You walk in that door, somebody runs in my door, and then they turn around. I'm standing there with the gun. Get the fuck out of here. And he turns around. Maybe he does go like he's going up the stairs or run up the stairs. And I shoot him in the back. And the cops come. Well, he looks like he was leaving. And then I'm like, nah, he was running up the stairs. But it looks like he was leaving. So now what story do I got to find what lawyer is going to best fight my case for he's going upstairs to defend me against the motherfucking lawyer he was leaving. You know what I'm saying? It's a shitty situation, man. But how else would you do it? That's the question you got to ask after that. Like,
so you're saying we always need a lawyer? Damn.
I'm saying you always need a camera because I got cameras all in my fucking house, and anybody can come in here and I'll shoot your ass and watch the tape with the fucking cops.
Oh man, damn.
I got cameras every fucking where, y'all. That's one of the first things I did when I got on my own shit. Because you have to, bro. You have to,
you gotta
man.
monitor everywhere,
man. I don't fuck around, bro. I'm one of them. Like I said, I'm fucking paranoid. I don't fuck around, man. I don't like that not knowing feeling, bro. I want to know what's going on, and I want it to be known. I want people to fucking understand. I don't want to be surprised. It's just different when you're a family person, bro. Got kids, they depending on you. You they fucking safety. Nah, man, I'm good.
Yeah. Nah, man, it's great. Those cameras right now are, I watched it right after that son and mother, a ring camera caught a helicopter crash, dropped right down in front of their fucking house, dude, blew up.
Wow,
damn, that's crazy.
I was like,
wow,
damn,
that's crazy.
Then shout out to Nas again because he invested heavily in Ring. He's one of the early Ring investors, man. He got bags on.
He got money for that shit.
Ring.
Visionary.
I love Ring. Yes, it's great.
Ring.
It's great, man. It's great. It's great we can have this kind of stuff, man. Surveil the fucking planet, but Absolutely. It is great.
And Bila, I want to take it back to you though, man, and your show. Before we get off any more tangents, who so far has been like your favorite guest? Well, actually, a two-part question. Who thus far is one of your favorite guests that you've done? And then give us a top 5 of your just fucking your top 5 alive, people that you would just love to get on the show. It could be big, small.
Oh man, that's a good ass question. Damn, that's a lot to think about in 1 second. Let me see. I would have to say that some of my favorite shows that I've done have definitely been the shows where I've had me and my cousin come on, or my cousins, and we just kind of talk shit, man. I love that. We come on, we just trying to just reminisce on the same shit we do on the phone with each other or whatever. Like we just get on in the mic and just talk shit and laugh and joke or whatever. Some of the greatest talents that I've had on is a guy named A Natural. I just had him back on my show. He's a singer, songwriter. He used to work for Sony with L.A. Reid. He's written a lot for a lot of people, man. And he is fucking phenomenal. He's one of the most talented dudes I've ever came across, man. Him and my cousin, Lenny Harold, he was actually in the group, R&B group, Blackstreet, back in the day.
I know them, Blackstreet, yeah.
Yeah, man. No diggity. You got to bang it up. Yeah. He was in Blackstreet, and he actually replaced one of the guys who was in the group, and I had him on, and him and A Natural are like best friends. And when they get together, they do music together. Phenomenal fucking music, man. And they come on, but we talk. Me and A Natural, we usually talk more about music and like the industry and stuff like that. He teaches me a lot of stuff. Really good perspective. I love his writing. But me and Lenny, like that's my cousin, and he's my cousin through like I think like marriage in the family. And we didn't know we were cousins, but when we talk, every time we talk for like fucking 6 hours, man, about like Marvel and comics and music, and we just have like a good time. So I love when they come on, man. I'm actually doing a live show like sort of like this. And we're going to start doing this thing called Live on the Line. And we're going to have, panel discussions, kind of like exactly like how this is or whatever, about just different topics and stuff like that or whatever soon. And I'm going to have them come on and, just have group discussions and get kind of different mind states. So I would love to have you guys come on. I'm definitely going to hit you guys up with it as well. But those have been my favorites so far, man. I've done a lot of interviews and had a lot of people come on, a lot of interesting people. But I think those would be the ones that have been the best so far. And you said like people who I want to have on. Listen, number one, I want if I had dreams, right? The Rock, bro.
Yeah,
the Rock all day.
Like straight up fucking dream fantasy. Tomorrow you wake up and you got your 5 wish list. Like Brian, we're gonna start 2023 with your 5 like big guests. Yeah. That you want to do.
All right, I'm gonna say I would love The Rock. Definitely, that's my boy. Wrestling, everything. I would love to have The Rock come on. One of my favorite wrestlers of all time. I would love to have Martin Lawrence, one of my favorite comedians, favorite actors of all time.
Shanae.
Oh man, Will Smith, one of my favorite actors too. I would like to talk to Will because I've actually talked about Will on my show a couple of times, and Willow and Jaden. The whole entanglement shit. I talked about him, and he's my favorite actor. So it's fuck it. I'm no hate. I just was talking about it. Martin Lawrence, Will Smith, Method Man for sure. Method Man and Redman are my 2 favorite fucking rappers of all time. I would love to speak with them. Just to fanboy out and just tell them how much I enjoy like their music and their style, and how I respect what they gave to the industry, bro. Like that's one of the biggest things that I want to talk to about. I just put an episode out of the entertainment show tonight, and I had a rapper on, this guy named Tempo Ty, really talented dude, man. He comes off like kind of like a J. Cole kind of flow, really cool guy, man. And we were talking about that situation that 21 Savage, you said Nas earlier. 21 Savage had said that shit about Nas was irrelevant or something like that in the industry. And I was watching it, Charlemagne and Godfrey, the comedian. He was talking about he couldn't believe that 21 Savage would say something like that. And it just, we kind of had a discussion about the lack of respect and what the fuck is the word, honoring the legends and the greats and stuff like that. Like there's no respect for the shit, man. Like these guys are just coming in and they don't care, bro. It's just like, yeah, whatever. I make music now. He doesn't make music. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the kind of fucking mentality I think some of these guys come in. It's no respect for the craft no more with hip hop to me, man. I'm not saying everybody, but I'm saying a lot of these guys with a lot of the ignorant shit that's coming out of their mouth, speaking on icons, to say some fucking 21 who fucking Nas is over. You just literally said, yo, Harry, shout out to Nas because you over here purchasing. He don't gotta rap no more, nigga. Like he did his fucking point. He purchased his shit with Ring now. You know what I'm saying? He developed.
He's set.
He's a come on, bro. Like we got issues, man. We really need to fucking go back to school or something because it's just a different world, man. People don't know what respect is no more, yo. You can't just say anything in the era where everything you say is going to be used against you. Like you can't fucking do that. And that's what I feel like everybody's doing, man. It's difficult with this shit.
Yeah. So it was The Rock, Will Smith, Martin Lawrence.
Martin Lawrence.
We're gonna throw Meth and Red in the same one.
Okay, yeah, Method Red in the same one. All right, and I got one more opened up. Who's somebody else that I would love to have on my shit? Fucking, I'm gonna go all the way and just say Michael Jackson. I would say if I had some fantasy shit, Michael Jackson. I would have to say Mike, yo. Michael Jackson was a big part of my fucking life. Probably one of the greatest entertainers of all fucking time. I don't care what nobody say. I don't care about none of the scandals. When I tell you, we used to tape Michael Jackson, have Moonwalker, have Thriller, all of that shit, and me and my sister used to watch that shit back to back to back. And we got the Michael Jackson Wii game. We dance to that shit on weekends.
What's your favorite Michael Jackson video?
Favorite video is probably going to be Thriller. There's no way you can deny Thriller. It's probably one of the most fucking creative, horror, everything videos of all time. And then I would say favorite song is Remember the Time or Another Part of Me. That's my favorite Michael Jackson.
To me, the tightest dance, Smooth Criminal.
Yeah. So many timeless. That shit is going to be bumping until you could put on Billie Jean right now in the club, and the fucking club would go bananas, bro. There's no way it wouldn't. Not even people knowing Michael Jackson. Just that beat. Whew.
Yeah. One of my favorites, Off the Wall album is, I think, probably my favorite Michael album, and then Off the Wall itself. And I love it. Of course. What was the album when he with the black and white and We Are the World? What was that album?
That's the
It's like crazy.
Remember the Time? Yeah, all that was on there. Jam. That was what the hell was it called? We had the monkey and the elephant and the gold and everything. I remember the cassette.
Yeah.
It wasn't a CD, nigga. It was a cassette, baby. I'll tell you, we had that shit. What the fuck was that called? Damn, I forgot. I know what you're talking about. I'm just forgetting right now. Yeah, I'm thinking about that song "Rock with You."
Rock
with You. That was off the Wall album.
Off the Wall. I love the Off the Wall.
That one was crazy. Whatever album that we can't think of. Those are probably my two favorites from Michael.
Yeah, Mike was a classic, bro. Like unreal, man. Unreal.
Man.
Does it make you sad that it doesn't seem like we gonna have shit like that anymore, bro?
Yeah, it does, because for one, we can't talk about Michael without bringing up the fact that I believe he was taken out, and we have to talk about him owning the Beatles publishing, owning Paul McCartney's publishing, and then the famous interview where he called out Tommy Mottola and said Tommy Mottola is the devil. He said the same thing that Kanye said today. What was it?
Oh man. Kanye. Oh shit.
This is like 12, 14 years ago. He said Tommy Mottola's the devil. He called out the whole music industry about the contracts and everything. I'm into that shit. I believe that they take these cats out. Same way with Prince, because they couldn't control these brothers, man.
It's also because, I don't want to fucking spread any conspiracies or whatever, but from my understanding it's also about a lot of insurance policies and shit like that. Making more money off of these niggas.
Oh, we talked about that. Hey, okay.
Fuck, don't come get me, y'all. I'm fucking spreading no rumors. Hey. Allegedly, I don't fucking know. I have no idea.
It's a real thing. It's a real thing. Matter of fact, I'm going to send you this dope ass video. You got to watch it. I'm surprised they haven't taken it down. There's a thing called the death clause.
I know what you're talking about. I've been in the music industry for a long fucking time, man. Yeah. I've seen a lot of shit, yo. I've seen a lot of shit.
I believe in that shit, man. I do.
Yeah, me too.
I do.
Me too.
And numerology, gematria, death by numbers. It's
I actually saw a video about that today. That's a very interesting fucking process right there, how people come together with that. But when you sit down and you make it death by numbers, I think you're talking about the collection of the numbers, how like A is 1, B is 2, and all that stuff or whatever.
Yeah, gematria.
Yeah, that shit is crazy, yo. Yep. I saw a video about Kobe Bryant, and it was a couple other people I saw the other day about that. That's really interesting, yo. The way. It's all adding up to that simulation theory, man. This is a deep conversation right here. This is my shit right here. Yeah. It's all adding up to that simulation fucking theory, man. I'm telling you right now, like the more knowledge that we're getting, the more understanding that we think. But shit is adding up in a lot of different ways, man. And information is being distributed so much through so many different ways. We have too much of it, number one, and you're able to have a lot of it, number two. So now it's no longer you don't know what's going on because you don't have the information. Now you don't know what's going on because you have so much information. So you don't know what to decipher from now. So it's like it's just a constant battle of you don't know what the fuck is going on. You never can. It's always a guessing game.
Hey B, let me ask you, because you know people in the true celebrity world, you're probably like like they're really might be retired or maybe they just taking a little break right now. Do you think there's gonna be I don't know if you could call it a label or company that is going to come back again and is gonna do it correctly?
I think
No one is gonna be
I think the future is going to be independent, man. I think independent artists and independent I don't even know if you call them labels, whatever you want to call it. I think independent distribution is where the future is going, bro. I think they're gonna find a way to still, monetize it and control it or whatever. But people are putting shit on their own. Look at us right now. Like literally, this can, tomorrow, the right person can see this and say, "Hey, man, listen to these guys, man. The Rock can see this shit tomorrow. This is what can happen. The Rock can see this show tomorrow." And put it on his fucking post and say, "Man, these guys, I just came across this by accident on my phone. I dropped my phone and came across this show. These guys are speaking truth." And then bam, next thing you know, Harris is drinking again, has billions of fucking people watching it just because The Rock said that. That's where we are in the world. You can instantly by accident become fan. I said this shit in one of my shows too. I was talking to this guy who was boring and I had to make up my own topics and shit. But I said this shit, yo. The dude, the black kid who makes the videos, who shows like the simple ways of doing things. Like somebody will be doing all this stuff, and then he goes and takes a bottle of water and just drink, and he goes like this, and see, motherfucker, see, isn't this easy? You know what I'm talking about? KB or whatever his name is, I think. He's out for a while, but anyway, he actually is a millionaire. They came out, I think, the day that I was talking about it. He made $1 million making those fucking videos, man. Just showing everybody like, hey, look, I can just do it. That's how you're supposed to do it. They fucking made $1 million. There's no way you're telling me that he woke up and had a business plan and had lawyers and had
happened
people,
to hit the right button.
Just did it. He just did it, bro. There's no other way to fucking put it. He just did it, and it caught on, and it became something that literally became his life. And now he's flying all over the planet, doing videos in movies, in TV, on, making millions of dollars, but just simply making a stupid video that he probably was just making for fun. And now he's fucking famous. That's the world we live in now, bro. It's harder to control shit like that, man. We live in a spontaneous kind of, entertainment field that you can't really put a button on anymore, man.
Jens, I don't want to cut you off, but I'm gonna turn myself off here because I'm getting hungry. Okay, I want to get something to eat. And I'll come right back. Okay. All right, gentlemen. All right, I'll catch you later.
Ray, I don't know what's going on, Ray. He never used to be like this.
Uh-oh. Talking a lot over here.
In a real show, in a real business, I'm not going to allow my employees to just exit off of stream in the middle of a Thursday night show and go eat. We
going deep over here.
We're supposed to eat before the show. Yeah, no, we going in, but that might be doper because I want to get into in with you more about the because I like to cover like urban hip hop culture and different shit and
how about you, man? Because I know you, like you said, what started you in the hip hop and everything?
Man, for me, growing up in Nevada, we got the luxury of we don't got now we do the Raiders and the Knights, but growing up we didn't have no professional sports teams. And Nevada's a weird thing, bro. We don't like California. You know what I'm saying? We got this thing, because Cali, big bad Cali, nothing's greater than Cali, right? But they got this thing where they come to Nevada, look at us like the little sister and everything. So we never really
okay.
But the politics, Cali runs everything as far as they're the trendsetters in the West, and it goes east or whatever, it goes to the Midwest. But growing up, I was underground, man. So but I will say this, my first Michael Jackson was absolutely my first I think, taste of music. My mom always tells the story of me, you know, before I couldn't even really walk, you know, just getting my legs. I would hold the TV, and you know, just Michael would be on, you know, dancing or whatever. Fast forward a couple years, and I'm glad you said we got a lot in common, man. But Method Man, and this was okay, even before this, I came across an LL Cool J tape, and you know, back in the day, it had the A side and the B side. And this was, I think, you know, but this wasn't the full album. It was like they would have like one or two songs, and then you flip it over and it had like one or two more, and it had it had a LL Cool J see me at the bus stop sucking on a lollipop. I had that one, and I think Round the Way Girl on this tape, and that was the first taste of hip hop. Fast forward later, the Batman soundtrack. I was about 9 years old. Method Man, the Riddler, dun, 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 you know what I mean?
Damn, back in the day now, yeah.
So Method Man was and LL Cool J were my first two like rappers to come across, and then Ice Cube came in, bro, and it was just my stepmom. Shout out to her. She wouldn't let me buy the parental advisory version, so she took me to this. Won't forget it. It's called 5J's CD shop and a record store, and on the cover it had a sticker that said "Squeaky Clean." You know, so she bought me the Lethal Injection Squeaky Clean version of Ice Cube, man.
Gotcha. Okay, so it wasn't the not the parental advisory one. That's what they sell at Walmart. When they sold CDs, yeah.
It was up on Game back then, and she's like, she didn't want to buy it for me. She's like, if I can find you a version without the cursing, I was like, I'll take it out, because you know, you're a kid, you are. Anyway,
oh yeah.
Every time it went, you know, I was still saying the words and everything, so I was
yeah. But yeah, man. I mean, that was the good old days, man. I mean, damn, I can't believe you remember, like, you know, what, you know, got you into it. I mean, literally, we were, when it comes to rap, man, I can't even, like, definitely, I was listening to LL. I was listening to shit my father. My father was still like managing artists and doing all that stuff, whatever, even when I was like really little. So I remember DMX, and I remember us, like, you know, loving DMX and loving all the guys, but we used to listen to the radio, man. Like, we had the radio on 24/7. We used to tape songs off the radio. We used to do all that shit, whatever. And that's like you said, like, you'd hear, you know, the damn, you know, What's My Name or whatever with the damn radio version, and then you get the album, and you listen to the album, and you hear the real words. You're like, oh shit, this is what it really is, or whatever. And I remember that damn, you know, probably one of the hottest albums of all time, man. It's Dark and Hell Is Hot. You know, the next album, and you had you know, what the fuck was on there? What y'all niggas want? If you want it, we got it. Come and get it, niggas. We with it. All you gotta do is hit it. Listen, bro, I think that was the same album. I think so.
That was one with Damien too, right?
I believe so. That had a whole bunch of shit on it. Fuck, you got me tripping now. What the fuck is it called?
What was the one when he's talking about the bitches? Tanisha, Felicia, Shine.
That's older. Yeah, that's older. That's X. What the fuck? Damn, I can't believe I'm blacking out right now. I'm probably tired.
Flesh. Or
no, not Flesh on My Foot. That's the other one. That was the one with Crossroads on it. That was the one with What's My Name on. No, not What's My Name. I'm fucking blanking out right now, bro. It's unreal. I know exactly what I had that album. I got the album for Christmas. My mother bought me that shit for Christmas one year. I'm talking about the original. Red. That's the one with him and Faith Evans. Baby, it's gonna be okay. No, that's not that shit either. Damn, I'm tripping. Yo, we old, nigga. I'm fucking.
Wait, so the I had to Google it. It's Dark and Hell Is Hot.
Yes, that one. Yeah. Greedy. That's what I was thinking of. Greedy. Y'all been eating long enough now. Stop being greedy. Keep it real, partner. Give to the needy. Ribs is touching. So don't make me wait. We're running on my bites. You snatch the plate. Oh my God, listen, bro. That's the shit I was listening to, bro. You feel like that's why I was. Yo, I spit this shit the other day, yo. when this the Temple Tiger, the shit I put out, and I rapped some shit that I wrote. I was probably freshman in high school when I wrote this shit. I mean, hardcore gun grabbing, crazy lunatic shit. And I remembered it. Because of that, I was in my kitchen earlier making some food for my fucking kids. And I started remembering old school like raps and shit that I had or whatever. And I'm like, yo, the reason why I used to rap like that, because that's all I was listening to, bro. Just that rough, grimy DMX. You know what I'm saying? We had some true shit. And then you wonder why it's like, damn, we can't listen to the shit we listening to on the radio right now, bro. Because we had that shit, that greedy shit. Yeah, the whole bunch of shit. Out there. I can't remember everything right now. I'm fucking baking or something. I don't know.
We were and we're the perfect age, man. Late 80s babies. The cutoff,
Yes.
once the 90s came, it was a wrap. Being from the West Coast, I was always partial to West Coast and then down south. So 3-6 Mafia is like my all-time. That's everything to me. One of my favorite rapper of all time is Project Pat. Shout out,
that's crazy.
Pat. If I could get a Pat interview, Project Pat, like come on, man.
We love them though, yo.
You know, if I, Paul, Juicy, Crunchy, I love a Crunchy interview,
Yeah.
but I started listening to, from the East Coast, I was always X. LL early on, but then he was, the Lips thing. I was, growing up. So X, and then there wasn't too many East. Nas, of course, but
come on, bro. You want me to run it down for you? Yeah, y'all wasn't getting. That's because y'all wasn't getting it. But you had Big, you had fucking Jay-Z, you had Nas, you had Pun, you had fucking Fat Joe. We were running this shit. Wu-Tang. You had fucking shit. I'm thinking of way more. Meth Red, Eric Sermon, fucking Keith Murray. Like, yo, we was rolling this shit down here, bro.
You was. So, but on the West, like, I was only bumping D. I like the Locks.
Locks, Jada, shit.
The first album,
that's right.
I didn't follow their catalog heavy, but then of course, 50's my man. 50.
Oh yeah, G-Unit was my shit, bro.
All day,
ride or die.
But I listened to a lot of like Philly rap though. Man, I was young. I used to be on Beanie, Heavy, and
Freeway,
and
Cassidy.
Yeah, and who's the other dude from the Locks? I used to Styles.
Styles. Yeah, Styles. He ghostwrote a lot of people's shit, man. Yeah. He was a heavy ghostwriter in the industry. He'll talk about it too.
Yeah, I like his
animals, man.
Like his independent shit, man. But I was mostly influenced by the West and the South, I would say. I was big on like, of course, P, Silk the Shaka, C Murder. We were getting a lot of that over here.
Yeah.
Now this is where most people throw my hip hop credentials out the window. I'm not a big Jay-Z guy. I don't to me, I never listened to Jay-Z growing up. All right. I tried to go back and study his catalog and listen to his tracks, but it just whatever his tone, his whole thing never penetrated my brain. So I never got the whole Jay-Z phenomenon.
Listen, Jigga, he's probably fucking one of the greatest of all time definitely one of the greatest of all time. Yeah. I was gonna say maybe he's in the conversation for the greatest of all time. As far as lyrically, I would say Jay-Z used to go in there and freestyle the whole fucking album, and nobody was doing that shit, man. Freestyling the album, like, nah, I mean, motherfuckers like going there and freestyle. At least I you didn't hear about that. At least Jay-Z he's incredible. Like, his flow, his delivery, he was kind of unique. You didn't really hear a sound like him. People were coming off on that hard raspy shit because of Wu, because of DMX. But then you had Jay-Z. He was just kind of like, never get hot, never run out of ammo. Yo, Jigga was a fucking beast. But when he started getting commercial, You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that he shouldn't have, because he definitely should have. He did exactly what he's supposed to do in the industry. But when he was coming out with that Jigga what, Jigga who, and he was coming out with that shit and the shit with him and DMX and all that stuff that people was really listening to, and when he was coming out with remember him and Mary J. Blige having what the fuck, damn man, I can't believe I can't think of any of this shit. This shows you how much I don't listen to music no more. What the fuck was the song him and Mary had? You didn't hear this shit? Fuck, what the fuck? I'm fucking Joe. I'm tripping hard as hell. I can't remember. I'm never gonna remember if I'm thinking about it. But Jigga had a lot of shit, man. I mean, he had classic shit, and I think a lot of people started rapping because of him. But then you always had the conversation of if Big was still alive or if Pac was still alive, how much of these people who are in the industry would have actually came out? How many people would have actually, because there would have been a lot of people who wouldn't have made it because of their influence that they had. Yeah. Some people even say that about Jay-Z. If Big was alive, would Jay-Z be the biggest name that he is today? Yeah. And it's an interesting conversation, man, for people who know the story and shit like that or whatever. But I don't know it well enough to tell it, but I know some of it, so I don't want to, say anything. But it's interesting, man, when you think about what the industry could be or could have been. And then, like you said before, like what it is now, like I think Ray said it, do you think a label can come back? I don't think a label is ever going to come back. I think we're way beyond that. I think the industry has definitely evolved into, I can have my own shit. I don't need to rely on y'all no more because I can push my own shit. That's just how it can go now. And you got Chance the Rapper, and these motherfuckers are winning Grammys from pushing their own shit. It's not needed anymore, bro. So we'll see what the next stages is going to be. That's interesting, man. Yeah, I keep forgetting you're West Side, so that was like it was a different kind of flavor from y'all, man. Y'all had y'all had some fucking kings too. Snoop, like you said, Ice Cube, fucking whole West Coast connection, all of them niggas.
Yeah, like for me, I'm an underground guy still to this day. So like my legends are like not even those guys early on, but like we listen to like Brother Lynch and Sibo and San Quinn, Messy Marv, Mac Dre, Yuck Mouth, and then like a whole bunch of Chicano rappers like that. Of course, most black people are like they don't. Over here, we got a big artist, Mr. Criminal and G Perico from the West Side, from the West Coast. They came together, Black and the Brown. But over here, of course, the tensions are real tough. But I grew up with a lot of Mexicans. So I'm heavily influenced by like Mr. Capone, Little Rob, guys who are fucking huge, right? I mean, these guys sell out, venues and shit like that. But they're not nowhere in the fucking, name, not even in the same breath as any of the guys that we've already mentioned,
Yeah, like the bigger names. Yeah, and that's what's crazy though, because there's so many, even Eminem. Like when Eminem first came out, and people still like to hate to this day because of his skin color and shit. And I understand why. I'm not gonna even act like I don't understand why. But you can want to all you want. No, there's no doubt about it. Eminem's one of the fucking greatest of all time. Once again, if not, the greatest. Eminem came out and he was being held in a lot of where a lot of people was. I know there was a guy named Immortal Technique, and he was out. I don't know if you heard of him. Yeah, he was out around the same time, and a lot of people were saying that he was kind of Eminem was kind of copping from Immortal Technique's kind of flow and how he was doing and stuff like that, and he was underground, before Dre put him out. So it's like the guys who are underground that are the guys that we are talking about today just happen to get lucky enough to hit that brand, and not saying untalented, but they definitely took the right steps in that fucking walk, man, and they made it. And their talent definitely did keep them. But like you said earlier, even like we are finding out a lot more, secrets of this industry and what these people are really doing to stay relevant in this industry. And it's shocking, bro. I had a conversation with somebody earlier, and he was talking about, he does like movies and shit like that or whatever, and he was telling me about like different stories about the people that he's been working with, and the different stuff that you're hearing about, like these weird parties, and how they try to kind of get you invited and try to get you in these kind of scenarios. And it's really fucking interesting, man. It kind of questions like, how can you still want the lifestyle after this this weird atmosphere is around it? It's literally because people You don't want to struggle, man. You don't want to be constantly, working at fucking Popeyes or whatever you're doing. You want to have the lavish life. You want to be able to walk in the store and buy what the fuck you want whenever you want to. But you know about all this damaging shit that's going on to these people that are living this life. But the treasure is still, that Aladdin treasure that the fucking monkey grabbed to make it. Remember that shit? Yeah. But it's crazy, man, because I literally was just talking about this shit earlier. But it's like, you would think even with us, man, like, I don't want to be, like I said before, I don't want to be famous. I'm not doing this shit to be famous. I'm doing this because this is what I love. Like, I love doing this. I want to be out there. I would love to make money from it so I don't have to do other shit. Yeah. But I don't want to be famous. I don't want to be a part of that life where I'm getting calls from weird people to come to mansions and masks on and shit. Nah, don't include me. Yeah. I would love to go do like a show or one of them goofy MTV shows or whatever where I can be a contestant. I was sitting there. I know I'm jumping around, but we're talking shit now. I was watching the parade, the Thanksgiving Day parade. We were doing the show, and they had these corny ass motherfuckers on there hosting the parade, bro. The parade sucked, man. It sucked so bad this year. And I was telling my mom, I was like, yo, mom, listen, give me a fucking microphone. Give me a microphone. I'll host this fucking parade. It'll be the livest shit you
Right.
You feel me?
Hey, is the people is that your little moniker that you kind of come? Because I ain't gonna lie, man.
Yeah.
I got one of those brains. Like we have people on the show play their music and shit. Shout out to Cheetah Boy last week. When I listen to a motherfucker enough, or even sometimes one or two times, like something will catch me. And I found myself this week just randomly like people. You know what I mean?
Man. Yeah. It just happened too. That shit just happened. I was just starting shows, and I was always, when we first started the episodes and shit like that, or whatever. When we first started, we used to count the episodes. So we'd be like, "Yo, this episode was like how you're doing? Like how you're doing? You're counting number 45." I used to count every single one that is doing, and we did and we would just make a big deal about it, the 10th episode or whatever. So then I was like, always, it became like me doing the thing or whatever. So it became me doing something stupid when I started the show. So now I started doing something goofy, like, oh, we're episode 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't even know how to count. And just doing goofy shit. And then out of nowhere, it just kind of progressed into just, okay, every time I start the show, I got to be goofy. I got to do something. I got to do something different from last time. So I've done so many different things. And then the people, it just started coming out naturally. And then it just became a part of it. And that's the natural shit that I love, man, because I didn't see it. And now I include, I'm about to put I'm working on my merchandise and shit right now, but I got people on hats, and it's not people, it's PPL. So you can't fuck with me on it. So it's, you know what I'm saying? So, but just simple shit, bro. Simple shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? The show off stuff that I do on the show, show off, literally, I used to people to come on. I'd be like, yo, this is your time. Show off, man. Tell everybody what to do. And then bam, it became a segment. Show off. Yo, show them what you can do. Fucking go hard in it. And you have horns blazing and fireworks, every fucking thing, yo. It's little things that, you know what I'm saying? I feel like people study too much and try to, become masters and shit. You just gotta go in and just, you can't teach the shit though, man. You can't teach the shit.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I did. I pick up on things like that, being a consumer and a watcher and a content creator. So I notice little things, tags. I listen to all that shit. That puts somebody apart, man. So I thought that was pretty cool.
Like yours. I'm not gonna lie. Yours, the Harry's drinking again. That's some shit that somebody hears and they're like, what the fuck is that? And you're listening to it, but you're thinking about it. You're like, what the fuck?
Harry's drinking again.
See? And then you're saying to yourself, is he saying that? Is that him? It doesn't sound like his voice. And then you find yourself wanting to hear it again. He's like, oh, let me figure it out. What the fuck is him? And then you're thinking about it. And just that little notion or whatever is what keeps somebody saying, that was stupid. I hate that. But I want to see it. I want to hear it. I want to hear it so I can hate it some more. I want to fucking That's people, bro. That's how shit work, yo. Like, that's how easy it is to make something just, get in somebody's head and just stay there. That's why, like I'm saying, like this big thing, we've been talking about, getting, putting yourself out there. And like, that's the biggest thing that I'm doing right now with this marketing shit, bro. Promotion and marketing is the biggest fucking thing in the planet, man. You can do a billion things, a billion shows, a billion things. If you ain't putting your shit out there, but everybody, it don't matter. You're doing this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's small things, man, that make you stand the fuck out, yo. You don't gotta be crazy. The small things.
Real subtle, small subtle. Did your brother Ray back on the line? Did you get your did you get
Yes, I did. I had my
hey, when you got off the line, I was telling Bila, I said, I don't know, man, brother Ray getting too comfortable over here. Now he just he just exiting himself out when he pleases. This is work.
disrespect.
This is work hours.
Yo, hey, Harry, you bring up another good point. I'll give you something else that kind of happened when I first started and shit.
I was going to ask you about. Are you going into your journey with co-hosts? Because I was going to ask you about that.
No, I'm not. I'm not gonna even play with it. Yeah, I'm gonna have like doing the live on the line is gonna be the biggest thing where I have my brother actually. He kind of talked me into it, and he wanted to do it where it was us. It was me, him, and people that we grew up with, and we were kind of talking about the shit that we kind of been through. We've been through a decent amount of stuff, man. We had a lot of really interesting things happen in our life or whatever, but we were going to talk about that, but I wanted to do more of like have open discussions about everything. I didn't want to just like limit it. And also because that's the point I was going to get into right now. Like when I had, started the show, just like you just said, joking around and shit or whatever. But when I started the show, this shit was serious to me, man. I wanted to have fun. I wanted to like enjoy it, but I was trying to work with people. I was trying to do things with people. And when shit didn't go right, I didn't handle it well because I was really trying to do it. And it is a line that you do have to kind of make, even though you want everybody to be comfortable, you want everybody to be like having fun with it and everything like that or whatever. It is an understanding that you have to get, hey man, yeah, I do want to have fun, but don't think that we're going to come on here and bullshit because I am trying to be serious. I want this to be taken seriously. And I kind of bumped heads with some people. I lost a couple guests over it. I didn't give a fuck either. I'll be real with you. But after I was like, I got to make sure I'm like, paying attention how I'm doing things. And then like when I did, I kind of understood like, even though I want this to be a certain way, I can't force it or it's not going to work. And I learned my lessons from that shit. But it's you do have to have that understanding with people that you deal with. That's why I don't want to co-host. Because I know that I'll get the hey man, I'm just tired. I had a long day at work. I don't want listen, bro. Fuck that conversation. We can't have because we're doing this. We doing this shit. Me and my girl's my manager, and even she. You know what's crazy? My baby, she tells me, if you mad at me, you better still be doing this beeline shit. It don't matter. She tells me. And I'm like, yes, baby, you're absolutely right. We are doing this shit. We're going to get rich, whatever. We're doing this. We ain't fucking around. So feelings to the side, man. So it worked out. It worked out, though.
Consistency.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Consistency.
I've taken pauses. I've taken taken breaks. I had a crazy ass year this year. And I didn't record for maybe 4 months. And I was kind of questioning because I had some other shit going on or whatever. And once I kind of came back from that, I had crazy life-changing shit. And I didn't know what was going on. Kind of really developed a lot from it. But when I came back and the show kind of started really kicking off from there, because I really didn't know if I was going to continue to do it. And it just blew the fuck up. And it surprised me because I was like, okay, I made the decision. I think right there when I came back, the first show I did a couple by myself and I did a couple with my son. And I was like, yeah, I'm doing it. I'm never stopping. And then from there is where I'm at now, like business building now. It's fucking crazy how life works, man. End of the year, December. This is back in March. I was like, damn, I don't think I'm doing the beeline anymore. And now I produced the fucking Halloween episode. And yeah, it's crazy.
To have a co-host, someone that you can tandem with. And it just happens that, I guess I'm fortunate. Harris is fortunate. The two of us can bounce off each other. Yeah. And what makes it fun is not so much while we're on the air. It's when we're off the air and we're like looking at all the little, what about this? Because you're so in the moment.
Yeah.
And you only remember the moment that you're in. And then before you know it, you're like 2-3 hours into the show. But when you watch yourself the following day, and you're like going back and forth, and you're like, wow, he said that.
Yeah.
Whoa, like you know this like we just had some times when we just got that look to where it's like, maybe audio is going to be kind of boring, but there's this sense of energy, and that's why, for us, the whole tandem stuff. But I get it though, and it's just, and like two brains, like asking two different questions, coming from two different angles, different from two different sides and whatnot. And that's the part, man.
Yeah, well, and we're just fortunate because, I mean, dude, I got motherfuckers here that ain't nobody stepped up to the plate. Like, Ray here, I had this idea. I've always had an idea of a podcast, but I just started. I just did it, and when I hit him up, I said, "Bro, I don't know, we're gonna try this live," or it was Zoom, and then I figured out about the lives, but we didn't even really, like, how do I say it? Like, I didn't start the podcast like with him, him in mind, or with me in mind. Like, I didn't know what I was doing. I was just like, I want to do
it starts, man.
Every fucking week. I want to do some sort of show, but but through the vision, and then after the first time, we're like, wait a minute, we're having this feeling like we did about 15 years ago, and just every week it's just a consistency factor. Whether we're not even in the same state, but it's just and it kind of like you said with your cousins, man, regular ass phone calls. It's just so for us to talk. I did a live show the other night with one of my good friends, my brothers, man, from childhood. But he called me just to do a welfare check post Thanksgiving, and but I look at the damn phone. I'm like, bro, we're going on 40 minutes, dog. I said, let's transfer this shit over to the fucking. Breath. I'm glad you called me. I'm glad I called you. Let's actually do a fucking show.
Yeah.
And he was just a guy. He's just my guy. But maybe that opened in his eyes because he's a mechanic, and I'm like, bro, start a YouTube channel of you fixing fucking trucks and shit, engines and stuff.
Hey, that's how it starts, man. This shit usually, at least from my experience, and most of the people that I talk to, bro, most of this shit starts and you thinking one thing and then something else comes of it. Like I said, bro, I never thought I'd be where I am now with this podcast shit. I didn't think it would be. I didn't think I'd fucking be in a movie. All of this stuff happened just for me starting to do this shit. Nothing else, man. I had an idea that I was going to come on every week and talk some shit. 2 times a week. And that's what I did. And then I lowered it because I'm like, oh, man, 2 times is too much. I don't want to talk that much. And then I said, oh, man, wait a minute. I have a talent that I'm talking. I need to talk to that much. And then it's just like, it just transformed into something completely different. And it's awesome, bro. It's like, it's better than what I've ever would have imagined. You know what I mean? And you learn from the process, man. You learn from the process. Better.
Yeah.
Too, the big takeaway that I will get, and I'm a little older, of course, but the level of your communication intelligence and your emotional IQ, I mean, it ramps up, dog.
Yeah, man.
Because we're so filled with so much technical and so much easiness, but the regular person to person, where you're on the microphone, you have a video right in front of your face, and and your content is out there for the universe to see, and it's there forever. Think about that.
Yeah. Or the people that you're sitting there talking to constantly, especially when you're doing interviews and you're just taking in information from so many different people consistently, man. Yeah, that's one of the things I look at Joe Rogan. And when I see his show, Joe Rogan's had his show, I mean, I think almost 12 years at this point. And
I think 2008 he started, 2008, somewhere around there, in his living room.
And he's had, when you look at the level of people that he sat down with and was able to pick their brain for 2-3 hour segments or whatever. Motherfuckers had Elon Musk. He's had
Elon Musk. He's got he's got
everybody, man.
Dave Chappelle.
Every fucking body.
Scientists. Yeah, he's had people.
He's like a damn Google, bro. Literally.
Yeah.
If you think about it, he's been fed information consistently for years.
$11 million. I mean, 11 million viewers per show. That's crazy.
Unreal, man.
Where Tucker Carlson is maybe tipping 3 million per show. Like the margin that Joe pulls
Yeah.
and the margin that Fox pulls with Tucker Carlson is just. I read into this kind of stuff because I love the way the numbers move, and
Yeah,
I'm
man.
going. You know what? That's great that Joe is putting a good, and another one I don't know you're familiar with B, but PBD, Patrick Bet David. Me and Harris been watching that for years. Have you
Patrick
seen
Bet
him?
David.
Valuetainment.
I don't.
Valuetainment.
I might have and not known it was him. The name doesn't sound familiar to me though.
Patrick Bet David, Valuetainment. I mean, these are like shows that are like that inspired. I think maybe us. Not just the questions that they ask, and and the questions and the movement of the questions, because a lot of times, maybe on the shows people are like going, oh yeah, I'm gonna say the same thing, but then there's very rare do you have those hosts where they ask you the question and you're like a Bill Maher, let's just say, and you go like, whoa, that took me to a completely left field, and I'm going to tell you a side that I don't really talk about, but I'm going to talk about because you asked me that question.
Yeah,
I'm vulnerable here.
Yeah.
Then you have those kind of people, you know what I mean? And I think that's the one that we kind of have an eclectic between me and Harris, is that we do ask those questions that are like, because we don't really give a fuck what people think.
Let me ask y'all something. Why you said that on that topic right there? Because I've been actually doing like, one thing different lately. I've been doing is a lot of shows. I've been doing a lot of other people's shows, and that's something I'm enjoying. It's like a different perspective. But do you guys ask questions? Like, do you guys set up questions and ask, or do you kind of just free talk?
Nah, we just free talk it.
Yeah, man.
So,
I can't do that. I can't do that. Write down question shit.
So,
No, free.
I will be honest. Early on, even for like for Mark Christopher, we had Mark Christopher. I did write down some questions, but even early on, when I was just interviewing a couple of guests, I tried to write down some shit, right? And but then I was like thinking, I'm like, and me and Ray talk about this, like, why not our niche be now if there, like for Tommy Chong or something like that, some of these certain guests, like, or if I had my top 5 interview or something, I got one of my legends on, I'd already know, but I still freestyle the interview. But yeah, I like that aspect of and there's something about doing the live. I don't know what it is.
I'm liking it. I'm liking it more and more as we do it.
Even the last 2 guests I'm trying to book, they're kind of hesitant on the live for some reason. Like Zoom, I'm like,
people don't want to fuck up, man. You can edit a recorded. You know what I'm saying? People blow their nose or get a booger or something.
Right.
You can't take like Ray said earlier. You can't take that shit back. But the one thing about it is, and everybody's not confident, man. Everybody, you might come off confident, but when you doing something and that shit is there, and this is where it's going to be.
We ran into a couple of those guys too, where it's like, because they've been getting and then all of a sudden you come, and we're coming from left field. I mean, it's like, and we're not really like the common so-called, we're not in the big city whatsoever, but question is a question, situation, you know what I mean?
Yeah, for real.
And we ask you, and like what Harris was saying, we were gonna write these questions, but a lot of times it's just, you know what, dude, we shit and we bleed the same. Fuck, I'm just gonna talk to you. I don't give a flying fuck if you're a poon or the Pope. I'll give a man. We're just men, dog.
That's how I feel too, man.
Yeah, like
I feel
with
that same way.
like I can
we shit and bleed the same way.
I want to, and over time I'll formulate it, and there'll be a couple questions. Certain guests, I guess, like I really want to remember this, right? Mostly, but there's something about what we're doing, like strangers, man. This is just 2 strangers. It's like I don't know how the vibe's gonna be. When we first talk to each other, like I'm just going. It's like inviting someone over.
At your house for the first time, you don't know who the fuck they are.
You just kind of like you're going off a hope and a whim, and hey,
yeah,
it's cool.
That's why I started my my segment. Start talking with strangers. I do that on my Beeline on the Beeline Webshow, And like you just said, Harris, when I first started, I didn't really start having guests on, and the guests that I did start having on were family. I did my sisters, my girl's sisters. They came on, and it was like just to have somebody to talk to or whatever, and bounce ideas around.
Remember those days?
Yeah.
But then I had like my brother came on, and then my cousins and shit like that or whatever. And then I started having like actual guests where I was going on Facebook and talking to different people and shit. And I didn't really know these people at all. I didn't know them at all. But I was just finding out, like I was saying, like you guys are saying, like I never wrote down fucking questions, and I never really tried to get to know anybody so I can know what to talk or what to ask them either. I was just letting them come on and then just finding the shit out on the show. And then I just made a segment out of it, talking with strangers. I was like, literally, and I tell people like, yo, listen, hey, how you doing? You want to come on the show? Oh, you do? Okay. Oh, whatever. Okay, cool. Whatever. Bam. And then I throw that shit out there. I don't talk to them at all. I literally on purpose. I don't want to know you. And then when they get to the show, literally the little 5-minute conversation we have before we start is the only thing I know. Oh, you're this for, oh, you want to know, oh, that, oh. Like that was how I met the one. I always talk about her because it was one of the most interesting ones, and because I had no idea. I would have even did on the entertainment show if I knew about her, but she had made like what was known to be the most famously worst movie of all time, and Manos, the Hands of Fate, and I didn't know what the hell. I never heard of it, but apparently Mystery Science Theater had made it really popular. Because they deemed it as the worst movie of all time. And the woman, she was the little girl in the movie, and her dad actually made the movie. And it was a fucking incredible story. And I didn't know about this lady whatsoever. I could have formulated a million fucking questions. Well, how did you know? What did you? But I just talked to her, yo. I just literally just got her on the show. I said, yo, so what the fuck happened? And she told me everything and the story. And we talked about where she lived and her paintings. It was so natural and it was just easy, but everybody can't do that shit. So I understand that as well, man. Yeah, no, everybody can't do that.
I you know what? If you're a shy person, this is not your cup of tea. Let me tell you that. But if you're ballsy and curious, and just curious, really,
quick and thinking, ballsy. Man. You gotta be quick thinking when you talking and shit. Yeah. Gotta be able to figure shit out,
and super thick skinned. But I've noticed recently. So when we first started this, I go back like on the way to work, or I'd stay up and re-listen to the show. But the last couple of months, if I rarely, the only time I really go back is just when I'm editing or looking for a clip. But I've already learned to just, once I click in stream, and it's like Kanye, it's up. It's up. It is what it is. Like it's up. It's just like, and I'll go back and maybe reference or just kind of like, but I used to really go back and listen to it but now I'm just like, man, I recorded that shit, and half the time we do 3-4 hours, so we don't know what we said. And
that's what I was about to say. Like y'all go long. I have to edit because, like I said, I'm not trying to be a podcast. Ray, you said something earlier about audio podcasts or audio, just the audio. I don't fucking like them things, man. I've done a couple of them so far, and I gotta be honest, it's boring to me, yo. I like the visual. You know what I'm saying? Like even on the one show that I was doing, the one guy, he was like, man, I wish you guys can see his wall. I'm like, yeah, I wish they could see the wall too. You know why? Because it's a part of it. It's an experience, and I want people to see it as much as they hear it. I want you to see how fucking wild and big my eyes and how much passion I'm putting. You can hear it, but when you're using all your senses, you're getting all of my shit. You feel me? Like that's why I love the visual show, man. I've always just been that's why I have been trying to add the little stupid sound effects or the features or the graphics or the lightings or whatever, because I want that shit to be as immersive as possible when you're hearing it. So that's the reason why I kind of stepped away from like the podcast idea and moved into the web show. Like it's the entertainment show. I don't want it, you know what I mean? Like that's just how I've been trying to present it at this point.
There's something about when you can see the person. Now, not all the time will you have the person like you're gonna watch them. A lot of times when I'm like falling asleep, I just want to hear, just want to hear them and whatnot. But when you do want to see them, you want to see them. But there's always also something about when you see that person talk, like the expression on their face, and that, like that whole, that human side, rather than just hear them talk and everything. I think if it comes to like say a pastor just preaching, I don't have to watch it. But when it comes to people like this panel here and we're having a conversation, I think I gotta watch it because I just want to see the reaction from each and every person that's on the platform.
Yeah. And now, Beeline, you're up on also Spotify and all the other stuff. So, right?
I'm not. Yeah, I'm actually not. I don't even do. I had an opportunity to do Spotify, and I kind of just didn't do it. I literally have stuck to YouTube. For most of my show. I mean, for most of my show, for pretty much all of my show. I've stuck to YouTube, and I probably might. I don't know. It's literally just been because I just always wanted it to be a show, man.
Yeah.
If there was like another way besides just this, like live, like you said, coming out and just kind of putting stuff out, letting people come on and talk as well, and talk in the comments. That's kind of what I'm interested in getting into to a degree, but I just never wanted to do the audio shit, man. It's just not for me. I wanted to be seen. I also want to do like different things, like I said, with the branding and the marketing and like even like movies and TV and shit. That's another. I want to move into different areas, man. I want to potentially let somebody see my crazy ass and it happened. I was in a fucking movie because of doing this. When I started early on, the guy I was speaking with today, he gave me an opportunity. It was Amazon movie, an independent film, and he put my whole show on it, and it was a hell of an experience, man. And I never, we went to the movie premiere to watch it, and it was no blockbuster shit, but it was a fucking movie.
Hey, you made a movie. You made a movie.
It was real interesting, and I never would have thought that from doing a show, I fucking would be in a movie, man. Networking, you know what I'm saying? Well, because, like literally.
Yeah, because you're the most exposed right now. You have your own podcast. I mean, like having a podcast, man. I'm very proud of our podcast.
Yeah, you guys are great, man. You guys got a lot of fucking viewers too. Hey, Harris, your show on my show did like almost 60 views, I think. Up to right now. Your shit is blowing up, man. Yeah. I mean, that did more than Larry Hankin, all of that shit. I thought the Larry interview was going to be fucking, crushing numbers, but I mean, you just never know, man. You just never know, bro.
We what we started, hopefully what we're doing here, like, no only some bots in the chat's not like but with us like incorporating artists, like last week, hopefully I think you picked up a subscriber or two. But with these lives, we've been really able to like talk with the motherfuckers, and then
that's what matters.
I'm always promoting the clips, and then they give you the YouTube. So like even the people early on, they're like, I'm not gonna watch a 4-hour show. I say you don't have to, because I make a clip, every week after, and then sometimes the Instagram will lead them to just click on this snippet, or I'm like, just click that bitch, whatever. I think YouTube needs like 30 seconds, just listen for a minute, support whatever. But I think we're starting to and we had a viral clip though, like
video.
Like we got like 40 subs in the last month and a half, because we had this dude that was on No Jumper. I don't know if you know No Jumper and Adam 22.
I saw the show, but I didn't know who it was.
Yeah, he's a white guy out of California, man. Like 6 million subscribers on his shit. He's like him and Vlad are like the two kings. But he had a guy on his show that night, and I swear to God, dude, one of our fucking supporters or listeners of the show like text me, and he was like, can I? He's like, we can get this cat in the show. He's going viral right now, and I looked it up, and we got like 13,000 views just off of that clip right now, or that short or whatever. But yeah, man, I'm happy to hear that, and like happy to, but at the same time, I'm like, like you feel like it's not enough, like you're like still
It's crazy, yeah.
You go,
man,
get greedy and greedier and greedier.
It is, but you want to know something? It does go to show you that anything can happen, man. And I think that's another thing that I am kind of learning too at this point. Like I'm saying, with the promotion, like that's why promotion is so big, because you can only do so much. Like, what the fuck are you gonna do? Like you're not gonna text it to everybody in the planet that you have. You are gonna spread it, but you're not gonna. I mean, then you got to do another show, and then you got to spread it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, as much as you would like to. You like to take one episode and just keep promoting it for the rest of your fucking life. But unfortunately, it's not going to really work out like that. So what you got to do is you press it where you press it. You put it out. I used to do on Facebook is like always been my biggest, because Facebook, you can take it and it still goes to your Instagram. It still goes here. It still goes there. But I used to go and just fucking hundreds of people, just take it, put it in their inbox, put it everywhere, so that on everything. And then I was noticing, like, I still get messages now from like episodes I did fucking 2 years ago, and I'm like, people ain't watching this shit, people ain't seeing this. So what else do I got to do? Okay, I'll make these little 1 minute clips. And when I started making the 1 minute clips, that was when people were starting to see, oh wait a minute, what the hell is this? What is this? And that's where I started to gain attention. So it is just that quick grabbing people's attention. And I always try to make sure, like you said, Harris, like people I do the craziest shit. We got as much so people can see the energy. And then people are like, holy shit, what the fuck is this guy talking about? Who's he talking to? And that's when people are like, okay, I'll click the button. Okay, I'll check it out. Okay, I don't care if you check it out for 5 seconds. Click that button. You know what I'm saying? Make that number grow so people can be enticed by that. It's literally all this shit is a who's watching 4 hours? Who the fuck am I? I don't watch 4 hours of my shit. Unless I'm like really into it. I don't watch 4 hours of Joe Rogan shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Unless I'm like really into it. But I'm saying it's going to be some shit that people are going to see and they're like, damn, this conversation's pretty good. I like this. Maybe they'll see this part right here. Maybe they'll see it.
Yeah.
So just keep going and shit,
Yeah.
That's what we do for our programs, because those 4 hours, we look the following day when we review it, we're like, dude, we covered a lot of ground.
And there's almost something, either there's something for somebody, or I have people that, like a couple people that, man, shout out to Wendy, man.
Wendy Lundy. Yeah.
She during her night or whatever, she'll sit there and then she'll text me and she'll like tell me something that about the show. And I'm like, how the fuck? And she's like, yeah, like I listened, or, I caught this part. And then she'll actually give me feedback, and I'm like, wow, it kind of just blows my mind, because I'm like, oh shit, like you never know, an hour.
Who's listening?
Yeah.
Yep.
And I love that.
You never know who's listening, yo. I had somebody fucking stop me in Home Depot. I wasn't even wearing a shirt or nothing, and it was this kid I used to work with at Target. This is way back. This is when I had my kids and everything. And this guy stopped me in Home Depot. Was like, yo, B. And I looked around, I saw him, I was like, oh, what's up, man? He was like, yo, like I fucking love that show you got. I'm sitting there like, really? Like, yeah, man, you like this shit or whatever. And I'm sitting there like shocked, like I couldn't believe it or whatever. I didn't know if he just like saw it or whatever, but he was literally like, yeah, man, I'll be listening to that shit. I'll be listening to that shit while I'm at work, blah, blah, blah. He was saying all that stuff. And I was like, thanks, man. I was like, yo, thank you, whatever. And I was like you just said, surprised, like, holy shit, people really are watching. You know what I'm saying? And that started putting me in a predicament where I was like, yeah, I don't care if it's 5 people. It might be that out of that 5 people, that one person can't wait to watch your shit.
It really boils down to that one. It really boils down to that one person that you just, that one person that paid attention, man. Truthfully, that's to me. That's why I do it, man. That's why I put. Hats off to Harris, because he put the work in and everything, and he deserves everything that he's getting because of this. Yep. But the tenacity and the consistency, and like you said, B, one person, 2 people, it doesn't matter. You're just there and you're talking and you're letting somebody's
listening, bro. Somebody's watching this motherfucker for 4 hours. Somebody watching it. Somebody's reading those fucking 456 pages of terms and conditions that everybody just click past. Somebody's reading that shit. Somebody's watching your shit for 4 hours. Even if it's to hate it, even if it's to find something wrong. Somebody is watching your shit. You got a 250 subscribers. You think it's just 250 people who ain't
Plus, it's
shit?
being shown globally. Like it's being seen in
Always
Africa at
there.
a different time frame. It's being shown in Pakistan in a different time frame. India. I mean,
I've had 4 guests on from Australia, man. 4 different people from Australia, and literally, the first person that I had on from Australia was a woman. And I kind of it was another talking with strangers, and I didn't know her. Then I kind of just got introduced to her. And then from her, I got networked to another guy, a movie producer. And then from him, actually, the next guy I had on saw the interview I did with the movie producer and knew about the movie producer, and then wanted to come on the show and talk after that. Australia. I got, no matter how you look at it in that situation, motherfuckers in Australia is watching my shit, hearing me talk in a place where I'll never go in my fucking life, probably. You know what I'm saying? Not because anything bad, I just don't got no reason to go there. But I'm there. Right. You know what I'm saying? They're hearing me talk. Somebody's paying attention, man. Somebody's watching it.
Someone's watching it.
Yeah, it might not be thousands, but somebody's watching. You got a reason for why you doing this shit, man.
Yeah.
Right.
And I look to the back end. It's like, I don't know, someone just dropped out right now that we're talking about. Apparently, but
fuck this, I ain't watching the way.
But the fact that it's here for life, hopefully, other than they take this shit away, but it's all the people, whether it's a week later or 2 months later, or something happens in my life or your life, right? You get to the next stage in your career, your profession, to where you got the light on you. Now people are typing in Brian Beeline, and then Harris is Drinkin is still coming up. Like, what
exactly?
The fuck? Like, what's this old ass interview? But they know you from this new shit, this movie, or this new thing that you're doing. And then maybe we're still down here, but that's our way up. Is having you on tonight. Like, that's how I look at all this shit. Like you never know who's next.
Let me let me share this with y'all. Like, one thing, Joe Rogan was a big influence for me, man. Like, one of the things I loved about his show was the vastness of his audience, like of his interviews. Like, he'd interview everybody. You would have a ghost hunter on one day, a comedian on the next day, and then fucking
MMA.
Oprah Winfrey, or MMA, everything that I enjoyed. Like, so I always liked the caliber of interviews that he had. But another thing I always liked about Joe Rogan was, even though it was very intelligent, you had very intelligent people on, Neil deGrasse Tyson, all these fucking amazing people, it was still easy to watch. It wasn't too complicated. It wasn't too formulated. It was still simple questions. Shit that I would ask Neil deGrasse Tyson, he was asking. So I always felt comfortable watching him. So it was a big influence to me. I'm saying all this shit because, Harry, just what you just said. This shit is out forever. Joe Rogan started on episode 1 with Brian Redband. He was on a fucking laptop on a stupid little goofy thing, and he was just answering questions to people who was asking him questions on the laptop back in like 2008. You know how I know? Because I used to do cable, and I took Spotify or whatever the fuck it was on at that time. I think it was like Google Music or something like that. And I listened from 1 all the way up to like episode 400. I listened to every single podcast that he did at the beginning all the way to like 400 for like 2 years almost. I was just doing that when I was working at Comcast. When I was doing my job, I put it on in my headphones, and that's what I was listening to, Joe Rogan's podcast. And like you just said, bro, you don't know who's gonna see you and say, "Oh man, I want to see every interview he ever did." Why not? You know what I'm saying? I did it.
That was back when I was up on Joe a little bit around then too. He was doing it on Ustream back in the day, like before.
Oh, Ustream, that's right.
Fucking him and Red.
And he had the fleshlight. The fleshlight was the sponsor. Remember that shit?
Yeah. And he'd be sitting on his couch, like a couch in his fucking or some shit. I think I seen one from a garage or some shit like.
Yeah. Basic as hell.
Those were the best because it was just so.
I loved them.
So
with Joey Diaz.
Yeah,
Joey Diaz.
Man, yo, Joey, I fucking love Joey. He is one of the I love that real. I don't give a fuck what y'all think. I'm farting. I'm chilling. I don't care.
Yeah,
I love that shit, yo. I
fucking cocksuckers. Shout out to Joe. Yeah, yo,
love that nigga, man.
yo, man, we gotta. Oh man, if we,
I would love to have Joey Diaz on the show. I
Oh
would love
man.
Joey Diaz.
Oh man.
Man, please, man. I just want to just have you talk on the show. And yeah,
What
I
a
would
guy, man. So much
Joey
story
Diaz.
too. Like all the stories that literally, bro, I can show you my phone right now. Pandora, Joey Diaz radio. That's all of this. I take a shit, take a shower. That's what I'm listening to. Just comedy shit constantly. But yeah, I love that real shit, man. I love genuine, bro. I love genuine people. I love genuine. That's why I fuck with y'all, because it's not. I've been on so many different shows and people trying to stutter through their fucking questions they've written down.
yeah. If you don't,
I just love real, yo.
one of his favorite rants was his blue cheese. If you don't like blue cheese with your wings, go fuck your mother.
That's a funny motherfucker, man.
Oh man,
Real.
yeah, like he's one of the last of the Mohicans. You know, you don't get those.
Yeah, you can't get that no more. They're trying to formulate it so you can't say nothing, you can't do nothing. That real life shit, and you got to say this with like a curve, because you do got some people that just want to be out there saying outlandish fucking craziness, and you got to chill with that too. But that just honest, like, I don't want to talk cocksucker. I don't give a fuck about it. Oh, well, fuck them. What the fuck do they got to do for anyway? Yo, you miss that shit sometimes, bro. You know, when you're hearing that person, we got a safety environment, and you hear that one person that's like, oh, shut the fuck up already. Nobody cares. You know how you feel when you hear that shit.
Yeah.
You know, it's interesting you guys talk about Joey Diaz and, Joe Rogan, because these guys are like pretty much my age. They're in their 50s.
Yeah, they all to do.
They're in their 50s, man. And so when they talk about, back in the days, I got it. I was there too, and I was doing it. And you know what? What I like about those guys today is that you really know, like, the don't give a fucks. And they're the don't give a fucks, and that's why they're rare and raw and everything. And like, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
I'm a Christian. I smoke weed. I curse and everything, but I know the Bible like a motherfucker. I mean, that, you know what I'm saying? And I'm going to tell you, I'm not trying to proselyte. I'm not trying to convert your ass, because the Bible said you've been chosen if you don't like it. I'm not going to go there, whatever. I'm just at that point in my life where I just don't give a fuck, and it's more better. Yeah. And one day you guys will be in that.
Shit, I'm close to there already.
If you're there, man, it's great, dog. You're free.
I'm changing my fucking life. I told, I moved. Listen, this year I said, yo, listen, there's some shit in my life that I'm just not doing anymore. I mean, unless fucking crazy times happen, one of them is I'm not working outside my house anymore. I'm not doing it unless something crazy happens. I'm not working outside my house anymore. I want to be home. I want to do what I got to do. I love the freedom. I love the liberties. I'm tired of sitting in traffic. I'm not wasting fucking time in my life anymore. I'm taking back that power. I can because of COVID, and I'm doing it. So it's like certain shit, like you said, man. I'm 35, and I'm changing how shit is running in my. I'm putting my foot down on it, because you can't let this shit dictate you, bro. I'm not gonna be one of these motherfuckers that's working forever, doing some shit that I'm comfortable doing every single day for the rest of my life, and I'm unhappy and I'm not fit. Even if this isn't the podcast shit that I get into, it'll be something else that has me at least here. I've gotten this far, and I'm not turning back. So certain rules I'm making, man, where I don't give a fuck. I don't care. I don't give a fuck no more.
I tell you what, okay, so I lived in Hawaii for 15 years, right? And when I was over there, I mean, I followed the rules. I made sure I went to work. But for some reason, some crazy reason, either the company folds or something happens, or they just start laying off people and whatnot. And so I'm going, what? Why is this happening to me? Like, why is it so hard for me to, and I never turned down a job. Never did, because it's very hard, very rare. So I'm always trying to find work until I got to a point where it's like, I just hit that burnout thing to where I'm going, you know what? Like, stayed in Hawaii 15 fucking years. And yeah, I started a business, whatnot, but not enough money for me to just, and I'm looking at that. And then finally and then when my blood pressure went up to a level where I can have a stroke or a heart attack and nothing happened to me, I said, then I had an epiphany. I go, you know what? You just do what you got to do, man. Because if you're not meant to do that, you're not meant to do that. That's just accept it.
Yeah, man. You definitely have to make you gotta make shit happen, bro. Like everything I'm saying on this podcast is crazy because it's literally the same shit I be talking to my kids, man. People be thinking I am one of them tough kind of dads where I tell my kids how it is, man. I don't sugarcoat it, yo. I literally, yo, you gotta make shit happen. You can't sit around thinking that the life is just gonna fucking happen for you. Like you just said, Ray. I was working at a job before I got into the position I am now, and it was the last job to where I was literally like I was going out and I worked 4 days a week. I had 3 days off, and at the beginning I thought that was good, but the 4 days that I was on, it was literally night and day, fucking 10-hour shifts. But really 10 hours was really like almost 14 hours. It took an hour to get there. And then even though when I got back, it was still like, I had to do a bunch of shit before I could leave. I was doing with AT&T, I was door-to-door delivering people's phones and activating it while I was at their house. And I thought it was going to be a great job, good money, but it fucking took my whole life, man. The 3 days was all I had in my life. 3 days. That was it. I was done with that shit. You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy because when I had got the job that I got now that allows me to work from home, they this year, I think the company I was working for, they just went bankrupt. So it's like perfect fucking timing. Like you were just saying, like, the job will close or whatever. The reason why it closed is because, and now that shit happened was because it can. Like, that's just what happens. And that's what your life is when you're in those situations. I'll be driving back and forth to a job, 14, 3 days I get to my life and the rest of my life is to them. What? That's where I'm living? Like, that's what I'm living for? Like, nah, man. Like, you have to make shit happen. You can't sit there and say, then you got the people like, oh, you have to make money. Yeah, of course you have to make money. But is this the only way you can make money? There's nothing else you can do. You can't try hard in anything else. No, you just have to do this. Well, then you're gonna let shit happen to you instead of you making shit happen.
Yeah. Yep. And so that's the reason why I came back, because I go, when I was in Hawaii, I was with my family, but but nothing happened. A lot of people I try to go in business there in Hawaii, and they just, I don't know, man. I just didn't find them that aggressive. I'm from, I grew up like hustling, in Northern California, and it was just too slow for me, man.
Yeah.
It was just too slow for me. I just wasn't. Yeah, but at least I can say I lived in Hawaii. So.
Now you're gonna go back there. We're gonna get going on vacation there. Go on vacation there, man. Beeline, man, you still hanging tight? We're gonna, we're coming up on the 3 hour. I don't want to.
Yeah.
It's getting late over there.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna head out. So it's fucking almost 1 o'clock in the morning over here.
Yeah,
man, definitely. I want to say thanks to y'all, man, once again, because being on y'all show, like I said, man, you guys, I really enjoyed doing the whole Thanksgiving show, and even now, like, I love these group conversations. I can't wait to start this live on the line and have you guys come on and let's talk some more shit, man. And come back on, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'll drop in on Thursdays, you don't got nobody else, and let's talk some shit, man. I love this. I love talking about stuff like this. Because even I told my girl, when we got done with the Thanksgiving show, I went upstairs and I told my girl, I was like, yo, babe, I was like, I feel like I just went to therapy, yo. I feel like I was able to relieve a little bit. And it was like the conversation, we were all talking together and we were talking about what we were doing, and it was so like therapeutic, bro. It just it brought like a relaxing kind of feel from the vibe of the conversation. And I was like, man, listen, this is something else, another surprise. I never would have thought that I was going to get that from this experience. You know what I mean? So many like little treasures that have come from this fucking experience, yo. And I'm not trying to sound on some like, crazy shit or whatever, but honestly, I never knew. And then my girl, she was like, yeah, B, you don't understand it. It's like, yo, you made new friends. I'm like, holy shit. I did kind of like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, when you get older, you're not looking at it like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh shit, I kind of did. Like, you know, meeting people and discussing things, having similarities. Like, yeah, if y'all was around, we go get fucking drinks right now. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just crazy, man. Like, you don't understand that. You go into this shit with such a different mentality.
I was thinking that,
yeah, man, for real.
The other day, and I wanted to, you know, bring up the Pods Giving and say thank you again. But it's kind of like this is our version of like playing in the sandbox and just like, oh, I like him, he's cool. You know, I want to be on Beeline's team. You know,
for real, yeah.
Okay, Brother Ray. You know, I mean, because we're a fucking adult. He said fathers, this and that. If we seen each other in the bar, the vibe would be the same. But this podcasting, and because we spent so many hours speaking and really getting to know each other's minds and everything, every time we get off here, man, I feel lighter, bro. Every Thursday night.
Yeah.
Even though I'm going back into the workforce bright and early, but I know that because of what I do here on Thursday night, man, it's like every day I wake up Friday off of 2-3 hours sleep, I feel lighter because I'm like, man, I'm really at least working towards something that can get me out of this. And then other people
all the way,
you know, talking to a like-minded individual like yourself, an entrepreneur, a man, a leader, a father, a visionary, like that shit's that synergy, bro. Complete synergy.
Yeah, man.
And just man, thank you again, bro. Because Thursday really was lit, bro. Like what it turned into,
was.
You know,
it
turned into everybody in and out, and we had the fucking Wakanda Forever power on there too. For at one point, that shit was tight, man. You know,
yeah, that shit was great, bro. That shit was great. We definitely gotta try to transition that and keep it going because I'll do that shit every year. I mean, I loved it. Go and eat my food. We actually doing our Thanksgiving over. I don't even know if I shared it with you guys, but I my girl, she doesn't celebrate holidays, so we kind of have like a weird like thing in our house. She doesn't really like. She definitely doesn't fuck with Christmas, and I'm.
Was she Jehovah's Witness?
Bro. No, she's Israelite.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So her family's very like they're very into it, and that's why we kind of struggle with that in our relationship. But we reached a good balance, and I kind of incorporate some things as well. But I'm a Christmas, bro. I've always been Christmas, so I usually celebrate with my mother's in the house or whatever. So that's why I was there, because I can't really celebrate home, but we obviously talked, and I'm actually celebrating Thanksgiving at my house next year for the first time in fucking 6 years. Which is it's gonna be a good fun experience, but it's like you said, man. I just enjoyed that so much, so I'll be able to be in my studio next year and have hopefully we can do like another Thanksgiving, big palooza. I love it, man. But it's been great.
Any kind of I was already thinking I don't know what we got coming up. Like we got like Martin Luther King Day, and then we got New Year's Eve, and then we got like we can kind of take any day, Juneteenth, 4th of July,
even day, yeah.
Even though the Juneteenth is like one of those like giveaways, like here we gotta give them something. Let's give them Juneteenth.
Give them something. Fucking February, the shortest month. Shit, all the same shit, man. It is what it is. But yo, listen, y'all. Yeah, it's been a fucking pleasure being back on here with you guys, talking it up,
Anytime.
man. I can't wait to do it again. And yeah, man, just hey, people watch the Beeline, check me out. We got so much more to come. It's a brand new fucking year, yo. This year, I'm getting ready. I'm actually kind of going to be on like a break. I'm not going to be recording any new episodes, but I still got some new shit coming out. I'm coming back in the end of January, I think. I'm gonna take a nice little break and then come back really hard, get this business together while I'm on my break. But yo, it's been great. It's been great, guys, man. Thank you so much for the invitation.
Thank you,
again.
Beeline, y'all.
Absolutely.
Yes. Have a great night, guys.
Absolutely.
Hey,
yes.
Hey, man. Everybody go subscribe, man. Brian Beeline Entertainment.
Brian Beeline.
Entertainment LLC.
Entertainment LLC. Well, here we are again, my brother.
Man, hold on. Let's just take our take our
Exhale for a minute. Oh man. Wow.
man. I want to bring up what Beeline was saying just before we ended the pod, man, how he felt the same way as we talk about how we feel. He went upstairs and told his girl, man, babe, I feel like I went to therapy, man. That's like the second or third person that's said this. Shout out Just and a few other people. So if this is having that effect on ourselves, on guests and whatnot, and just the platform, the I don't know, getting together on a camera and a microphone and talking with people, but also doing it in a creative way. It's like, wow, man, like I don't know. It's just
What's gonna be next?
well,
Like, are we gonna create like from this platform? From what I'm just talking would be is like I sometimes I gotta tell myself stop, yo, like stop, just stop right here, but I can't stop it. And if you can't stop something that's in your mind consistently, that's good because it's meant to happen. That's just how I feel about it.
yeah, I don't know what's next, but I feel like
I don't know what's next, but I have the feeling that what's next is that you know in this platform we're gonna figure out a way to produce stuff like, okay, in the big sense, like I'm talking movies, big movies, better music, better entertainment, more respectful. People in the industry are like fair. They're not too, they're not gonna get into that. I'm seeing a new like a paradigm shift.
yeah, like a way of life, to where we bring. And I love how Beeline today, I love on this show, man, and this is beautiful, man. We're closing in on a year. Work like, and they say, okay, what's the show about? It's about fucking being a man, dude. It's about manliness. It's about holiness, trying to be holy. Holiness. It's about leadership, and fine tuning the skills that you need to live a long life, to get to your age, right? That's why I say you're the master of the show. I'll be the student. I'm the student. We're still young and learning, but if we take the tools and take the tutelage, the knowledge, listen. That's why Harris drinking. I shut the fuck up. I just sit here and I'm like taking it in, and because the ideal is to get to the other side,
Yeah. I mean, you take it in, but what's happening is that time when it's time for you to be the one that's controlling the conversation, like really controlling it, like really understanding the narrative and where we're going and where it's going. You're gonna have that because of this, like way more than like, yeah, okay, yeah, I'm of age, but you get to my age, bro, and you're doing this now, and what it's already doing to people, it's like, I truly believe that all of the positive energy that you give out, and these people are saying, I feel like I'm a therapy and I feel like a better person, that's coming back to you too. I truly believe in that. Because I'm living it, dude. I'm living it right now. And where are we going with it? You know what? Nowhere really, and it doesn't really matter. Like you said the other day, I just cherish my freedom so much.
Yeah. Well, and there's, the monetary will come, whatever. And I think all of us, tonight we're not here for the money. We're not here to,
Nah, and I tell you, I got like what I'm at. I got maybe I got at the most $80 in my in what I have right now. $80, less than $100. That's what I have right now left. You know what? I'm not worried. I'm not worried because I'll make it through and they'll make itself and it's gonna, I guess what I'm trying to say is that, in life, a lot of hindrance is because of um how we process and take in numbers. What I mean by that is some people, you have less than $200 in your pocket, they stress out like big time. I did too. But I'm at the point now where, because of where life has taken me, I got to a point now where I can live so happy. I'm like the wealthiest man in the world, but I don't even have a penny in my name. And yet you will never know that I got no money whatsoever. When you're living that, and it sounds pathetic, but you're at the point where that's not the point of my happiness. The point of my happiness is just being.
Yeah. Well, and
Then you conquered the universe, bro.
Through just being, you are able to just be as you are. Thus, for maybe your true greatness, your true creativeness, is gonna shine through to get you.
That's it.
Monetary.
You hit it. That's it, my friend. You hit it right there.
And then
you hit it right there, because there's no distractions.
Because you're used to, well, not main thing you said. You're happy. You're content. You have this thing about yourself. Yeah.
Because you get to that point of like panic, right? Oh my gosh, I'm gonna be homeless, whatever. And you get to that point, and then you get there, and you go, "No, I'm not homeless. I could be, but I'm not." And then you get to that point, oh my gosh, it's so and so, and da 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 da, and I won't have this, and I won't have that. And then you get through it, and you go, okay, that wasn't that bad. I'm still here. Okay. And when you reach that point, and I think that's what Hawaii did to me, it took everything it took it away, but in a good way, because I learned how to just appreciate the moment. And then when you hit that point, then your whole, like you said, your whole creativity, like there's no more distraction. They can't stop you anymore. The force is just right there. Like you can't be stopped even if they want to. And then what happens is that you see yourself just getting better, looking better, feeling better, thinking better. Just everything just gets better because you appreciate the things that you thought were like minuscule, insignificant, but no, they are significant. And I think because of that energy right there, when we talk to people, they feel that, because we're asking questions that are like, oh, no one really asked me that question, but I always knew that question.
Yeah. I mean, I hope so. I don't know if my question asking ability is that yet, but there's a way.
Bro, you don't give your credit. You don't give yourself too much credit. Yes, you do.
I asked pretty good questions. I mean, I know I asked decent ones, but I mean,
you asked. Okay, the beautiful thing is that you ask these questions. That's like, because if you ask your questions and you try it different and try to be Mr. Intelligent and everything, then it's not gonna come out authentic. But the beautiful thing about it is that you ask your questions, though you think it's just elementary, right? But you don't know. Me, on the other hand, I go like this. Wait a minute. I could piggyback off of that question with something that, because I'm a little older.
Well, yeah, I know that one. Yeah. Yeah.
And we do that. And that's the beautiful thing about the, if you're talking about the technique, why maybe our stuff is working.
Formally, yeah.
Is because of that. Because what you were gonna say, to Brian, Beeline, was that when we first started and we did our whole SWOT analysis, I think that's what you were gonna say: strength, weakness, opportunities, and threats. Remember, our strength is we didn't know what the fuck we're talking about. What's our strength? The fact that we don't know. We're
And
a couple of dumb fucks.
and don't give a fuck.
And
Don't
don't give a fuck.
Don't know, don't give a fuck.
Don't know, don't give a fuck. Yeah.
And those two right there lead to, you know, no. Well, you know, well, I would say
Where we are today, where we're going right now.
right, which is on the upward path. I mean, and not even in terms of. That's crazy. That I mean, and shout out to Be Like, man, like the views and stuff. Like, you know, again, they're getting better than definitely when we started. But I'm looking more at the views are gonna come, the hundreds, the thousands. You know, we get off, you know, the live chat's full, but right now I'm really excited about our formula and really just creating that dope vibe, like an atmosphere where people, and we're not too judgmental. That's why we get along too, man. Even when we go into our religion stuff, it's like I can give you pushback, you give me pushback, but it's not never all right, motherfucker, so we disagree, what's next? You know, it's like a lot of people, they will come to the platform, you know, maybe you believe in a different way or whatever, and they're really naggy, you know, they're really like harping down.
It becomes a pissing contest. It becomes an ego contest.
Yeah, and even with my dumb ass, right? I'm over here like I don't really believe in the God thing, but I kind of do. I hope this and this. You know, I always leave myself kind of on certain things, or when I ask a question, I'm asking it maybe in a way that's like, hey, I'm willing to learn. Like, you could school me. I'm not beyond being schooled. Like,
yeah.
My opinion, stupid ass opinion, fucking Harry's drinking again. Opinion, you know. And
hey, but and the reason why I don't push is because there's really no need to push. Because if I push further, what is that really trying to get to? Like, what? I'm trying to put you into my. No, I don't intend to do that, because if I do that, then this perfect path that's going. Everyone has that perfect path in life. I don't give a fuck who you are, but everyone has a perfect path. Some people just refuse to follow it. Some people refuse to want to know it. Some people refuse to really believe it's there. But everyone has a perfect path in life, okay? And to me, I don't ever want to disrupt your perfect path. And that perfect path may seem like a not perfect path because you don't do this and this and that. But in time, it's gonna show itself. Like the stuff that we're talking right now, and we're saying, oh, there's not a lot of viewers. I think because because we're a little ahead of time. Not information, but in terms of just how to process things and how we communicate with each other. I think we're kind of ahead of time because the whole world out there is they're so used to like conflict. Oh, no, this and that, you're wrong, and this and that, and da-da-da. And the whole world out there is like so used to like clashes because that's what entertains them. But there's going to come a point, bro, where our turn is going to happen. And they're going to go, these are two adult men that though they disagree, their point makes sense. Even though even though their opinions are both polarized on both ends, but it makes sense on each one of them. I just think we just haven't. But there's going to come a time, bro, where this stuff that we've been talking about, it's going to be the thing. It's going to be the way to conversate.
Yeah, we might be on, something here. What do you, I'm still tripping about the whole thing. What do you think about, we talked about so much shit. Damn,
not to cut you off, but I'm still tripping off the notebooks that we read the other day.
Yeah, that just ran through my head too.
Like the stuff that you wrote back in 08, 2014, that stuff that, in the emails and stuff like that, how we manifested what we're trying to do and whatnot. And yeah. It's almost like,
Well, yeah, I was gonna tie that in because Beeline said something. His journey started 10 years ago, before the 3 years that he really invested in himself. And we're the same age, me and Beeline.
Mm-hmm.
And so our timeline matches up perfectly. When he's talking about watching Rogan on Ustream, watch all his episodes. I was right there, man. And that's what I was gonna say. What do you think about? And I think I know what you think, but it just seems like where we're at now. Okay, you take 15 years ago, you take the Yam Jam, me, you, Beanie, Zone, Scoob, Jay, whatever,
Mm-hmm.
and then the music, and then now, like I said, this is the way adults make friends. Like you said, man, I go get a drink with Beeline, Steady, like these guys, like you could just look like through energy.
Right.
I trust this motherfucker. I go to his house, stay the night, get a drink.
Yeah.
But we're starting to build this rapport. But do you think it's I was having this vision on the show. I was like, wait a minute, Steady, Beeline, this networking of.
Do you think it's gonna be like how we form, like how our friendship formally will be the same way that way, but in the different?
Like these guys.
I think so.
This is the new Reno of 15 years ago.
Yeah. No, I think it's a continuation
And
of what we were trying to build from 15 years ago.
10 years from now, we each might go our different routes in the entertainment field. Somebody might be hosting the red carpet, like you said. Be like, give me the mic. I'll host the fucking Thanksgiving parade. He might be on fucking Good Morning America in 5 years. This could be boom, and this could be boom, because set and the constant speaking it into existence.
Into existence. No, I believe in that. I think what you said right there, bro. I think that's what's gonna happen, because that's what's gonna happen. And guess, if they're not there and they can catch it, guess what? Kind of like, look at the NBA right now. Majority of the people that plays in the NBA their dads were played in the NBA. Think about majority of the people that players. That's why the NBA now it's to another level, because now it's in the genetics thing. Like, your dad played professional ball. He's a Hall of Famer. Now you're playing, ball or whatever. It's the same thing. Who's gonna benefit in all this stuff? Possibly our kids. Oh yeah, my dad was, back in the day when they had headset and this and that. Yeah.
See,
I mean, what we read 2 nights ago, if people watched that show, what we read, like when we were reading, oh yeah, that was great, everything. When I woke up the following day, bro, I just kind of like, I go, wow, what just happened?
Yeah.
Like, what just happened?
The detail in which it was, and what we were, anybody listening, what we are referring to is in 2014. Notebook's out of my reach right now, but in 2014, I apparently wrote down another podcast name that I had, Brother to Brother podcast. That's the most recent title in the Abraham interview. We're gonna start doing Brother to Brother shows, but I wrote down Brother to Brother podcast, and I broke it down, like the actual topics I wanted to talk about. And I mean, 2014.
2014. Damn.
When you think about, okay, from 2008, right, when we left Reno and stuff, to 2012, that was a pretty vast leap as far as technology, but it still wasn't. And you think in 2014,
and we were still coming off the crash. Remember, we're still coming off the crash. The crash didn't really start settling down to like end of 2012.
Yeah,
even 2013 wasn't that great, but yeah.
And I wrote, what was it, Reverb Nation or recorded Pro Tools, and then put it out. And it's like, this was before, like, I don't even think in 2014. I mean, I'm sure there was, but like streaming services, like I'm sure StreamYard and Melon wasn't what Melon and StreamYard
It
is.
wasn't. Yeah, it's
Not
not
even
what
close.
it is today. Not even close. Not even close. No. Not even what it is. What it is today.
And to have
Back then, it was still like, oh, website.
it's on this one, we were blown away. You know,
Blown away. I woke up the following day and I just like, yeah, okay, another one. Okay, great show. And I was having my coffee and then it hit me. I'm going, what just happened? Like, and you know, and the reason why I say this, bro, because it's like, you know, like me, I'm serious into reading my Bible, man. You know, I'm serious, and I'm going, the stuff that's written in the Bible, these were like written by men back then, and they probably didn't think about it, and somehow it got lost into the archives, and when they found it in the Dead Sea Scrolls, their script, that what they wrote was just happens to be there, and now, you know, this thing that we have now, maybe not Dead Sea Scrolls, but recorded stuff right now, content that's gonna be just left out in the universe and things like that, and it can recycle itself. And this information right here, for all we know, maybe in 2160, when everything is space and everything, and all of a sudden we become like these two guys, the way they were talking back then, these was like, I can see that happening. Like maybe like what we're doing now is way ahead of our time.
what if in like not even that long, say like 2040, right? Like another 25 years.
Yeah.
How I found the brother to brother, the paper that I read, and now we're talking about now. Let's say in 2040, it's like I'm sure it's gonna be some holographic kind of deal, like almost
something like like
oh wow, like this screen. We might not be in the same state, but let's say it's almost like a holograph to where like like we could still dap each other up, or like I could, you know, I could kind of, you know, you could smell the person, or we could kind of like, you know, pass a joint through.
Oh man, that would be great, huh?
Virtual thing, like you're not.
If we're like, man, if you could do that kind of stuff and pass a joint virtually, like, oh man,
I think that might be something, right? But let's say in that time we come across, right, something happened to the World Wide Web. It's a new thing, metaverse or whatever. Like this level,
Web 4.0, Web 4.0,
and we thought we lost, right? This content, and then but somehow it's rehashed, and then we come up. Oh, you remember this old episode? When we were
yeah.
But then by then, we're living what we talked about now.
Yeah. And why would people want to listen to our stuff? You know why? Because probably this is the time when people were just still able to communicate. They conversate with each other in the most transparent way, the way we're doing right now. And maybe they're like, listen to the way these guys think. Yeah, one believes in God, the other one doesn't believe that. But you know what? There's no conflict. They're not trying to. There's no conflict. And they're talking about stuff and they're talking about their sex lives and this and that and they're talking about like, yeah, you know, like, and these were men and they were dads and it's nothing deep, not nothing deep, nothing like articulate, but it's articulate that we're talking about.
Yeah, and I would even counter that and just say, you know, hey, if we can just agree that God is love, then
that's all it is, man.
And then we both believe in God and love, man. And
God is love, man. That's all there is. That's it.
At the end of the day.
Yeah, but it's a matter of just two people connecting, and it's and I think that's gonna be almost like if the world keeps going the way it is, that's gonna be it is, man. People are gonna be like, I don't trust it. There's no one to trust anyone, and no one can hold a conversation. Everyone just hates each other and all that stuff. But you know what? But this Harris is drinking again. Let me hear this, guys, because there's something soothing about the way they talk to each other, man.
What if, like, let's say with this cancel culture and the way that, the Andrew Tate, all these people getting canceled. Let's say that they even start to come for the little guys, and let's say we almost turn into some sort of socialist thing to where it's like a social credit score, and because we don't even talk about nothing except regular stuff, right? But let's say these conversations of manhood, fatherhood, just real men trying to gain insight on their existence and do something about it. Let's say that becomes a crime, and then what we're doing here, like these little 4-hour live streams, become like a little taboo niche part of the culture to where
oh yeah, it's like watching porno flicks when you were like underage kind of stuff, like
like free speech, or this whole idea of how dare you have 5-6 men, let alone racist, because it's like a unity thing. So then people have to go searching for like, they can't just find us on YouTube. They have to go down like the 4chan or Reddit rabbit hole, like go to the dark web to access this information. And then the technology is so crazy that the algorithms, you actually have to buy this device that blocks out the
blocking algorithm, and that lets you in, that lets you through some type of a passage, like a viral passage where you will again, I'm telling you, okay, see what you're saying there, bro.
Hey, shout out Free Change Media, man.
Yeah, that's right, man. Free Chain was good, baby, was good.
Just had a lit show, Brian Beeline. Now we're getting off in the dark web shit.
Now check this out, man. There was a time when people, if they found out you're reading the Bible, you get killed. And so these people, I forgot the name of where they were hiding in caves, dude, and they would sew the scriptures on the seams of their clothes. Or else if any of the militia ever find out, they're automatically dead, and they will kill their whole family. So what you're saying with this information here, we're like, people are not, not talking this and this and that, and yet this show right here, these two guys, back in 2022, they started, and the way they talked, they just were like, they talked about everything. Yo, I can see that happening, man.
Right, because if they're already doing it, when you can't say certain words, certain terms, but the power, right? With mental illness and everything in this country, if you have a platform, and people have said it, man, it's like therapy, or Just who stopped seeing her therapist because she was doing this show with us every week. That's power, man.
Very powerful.
That's taking away money from the therapist, from the system, and then you put together like, wow, these guys are coming up with ideas of how to not go to work and how to stay home and fucking podcast and actually take care of their children and homeschool, fucking grow food.
No, we can't have that. Yeah. Yeah, no, I can see that. I can see that.
Man. Wow. I don't even know. I don't even know where to go.
Oh gosh, I don't know, man. I mean, it's like we went and looked to. Whoa, that's cool. Wow. Anyways, man, maybe we're getting ahead of ourselves. I don't know. Like, wow, that's crazy, dog. It's crazy, but we're having fun.
Having fun until they turn the lights out, man. Fuck it, lights ain't going.
Having fun until they turn the lights out. That's right.
Speaking of turn the lights out, I got a stitch on myself. I actually, I've fucking forgotten. I've forgotten to pay my power bill, and I got an email before the show started that said, yeah, your power bill is overdue. You owe $228. And I was like, and bro, I'm so busy with just live, the podcast, regular work, regular bills, rent, car payment, car insurance, food, cell phone. Like I haven't paid my power bill in like 3 fucking months. They said tomorrow. So I gotta pay it. But it's one of those things where we got so many, I'm paying memberships for this podcast, and it's like I forgot about paying a fucking power bill. Like it's not even because they don't turn it off right away anyway. So, but yeah, I got an email and they said, yeah, you gotta pay this shit tomorrow or we're turning your shit off. I was like, God damn it. But it's just one of those things, like those minuscule bills where it's like,
I know.
I know. In my world, we, I don't know, we'd figure out something, man. People won't have to pay for a power bill. We got powers. I don't know where it comes from, but I mean, I do, but that just tripped me out. I had to just say that, like, and luckily it's not one of those things that affect your. Well, it could affect your credit if they send it or whatever. But I just totally didn't even. Oh fuck!
What? Your power is now off.
No, I just remembered something else.
What?
My fucking tags expired yesterday. I forgot to register my car. I forgot to register my fucking car too.
Slipping, brother. You're slipping.
My tags expired in November. Oh shit! And today's the 1st. Yep. So I'm riding to work tomorrow in expired tags, and my power.
You know what? I tell you what. I drove in Hawaii for a year with expired tags.
It's one of those.
I'm telling you, man. I mean,
you pay for the car, you pay for the gas, and then
it's never ending.
I remember beginning of the month, 11/30/22. I'm riding illegal, but this podcast helped me to remember that. Holy shit!
Yeah, no,
I gotta stop the on the spot renewal tomorrow, I guess. Get that shit. Totally space that out, man. But that's those like adult things that the fucking dumbass. I ain't had an accident in over 5 years, and it just car insurance. It's just like
and you need to have it and everything, and yeah.
Fuck.
But what you gonna do? Life happens, I guess, right? Autopsy after, right?
Auto pay, yeah, man. I never like auto pay. Yeah, man. It's one of those little. Holy fuck, yeah. So yeah, I gotta. What do they tell me? I think they quoted me one or something. It's gonna be 200, 212 or some shit to register my shit.
$212 something.
Some shit. Yeah, it was up there. I was like, fuck. Just for a sticker. A fucking sticker.
I know.
Instead of the 11, it's just gonna say 11 in a different color. Like to get me to the next year. It's like my L's are good. I got car insurance. I'm paying for the fucking car. I'm putting gas in the motherfucker. Okay, go fucking register. Fucking register. Fucking weak ass rules. Bullshit, man.
Yeah, I found out in Hawaii you don't even really need a driver's license. They just want to make sure you have your car insurance under your name. Like they don't care. Like it's and the only reason why I know these stuff right here because I experienced stuff where you have no money and you just gotta figure out stuff and you survive day to day. I know it's stressful, but been there, done that. Yeah, because I passed it, I'm like, okay, it's like COVID. It's like, okay, I got COVID. Okay, it wasn't as bad. It's not as bad. I mean, I lost my taste, but okay, it's one of those things. You become numb to it, but You could always just negotiate. Hey, can I pay this much and this and that and that? I mean, that's if you like to do that. I had to do that because I wasn't getting paid enough, so I had to make payments and slow payments and things like that. But don't do that, man. That's bad practice. Don't do what I did. It's bad practice, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to dip into the savings and pay these unexpected bills. Fuck, man. I literally just remember that shit. Fucking car registration. I'm always bad with that shit though. Like those are the little bills where, you know, like the little bills, like fucking power. But who the fuck remembers to pay their power bill on every month? Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, one day I just want to have like a company that's automatically just like I know how much it costs. Let's say I know every month everything, my house, everything, you know, it costs about maybe $6,000, and I'm just and I'm making like $15,000 a month, and I know that $6,000 that's going to bills. At least I know what I'm working with. You know what I mean? Like that's where I want to. That's where I'm planning to go. Just okay, I got this much. Yeah. So, but anyways, man, recapping this tonight, man. So, how we feeling tonight, man?
No, tonight was great. Shout out to Beeline Entertainment.
Beeline.
You go subscribe to the Beeline Web Show. It was a great show. Once again, man, a lot of content, a lot of dialogue, a good build. I'm excited for next week's show already. Again, we have a Latin artist, like a real Latin artist. I'm talking about like a real artist, like. This man, let me see if he's on. Let me see if we can Google his name before we get up out of here. This guy here, man, I don't even know too much about him except they're popping on the Instagram like 25,000 followers each. It's a trio, but they're all solo acts. But I'm gonna get into who they're signed, because these guys are traveling the world. They're performing in big ass soccer stadiums. They got thousands of plays on Spotify. So we're gonna get into that, man. I played their music last week. I got in trouble for that. So I'm gonna see if they can send us some tracks that we can play on the show next week.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm excited, man. Big Freeze. Type in Big Freeze MX.
Big Freeze
on Instagram, and he comes up. He'll be on the pod, and then after that, we got Juan Vasquez in 2 weeks. I'm looking forward to that one, and we're just growing, man. We're gonna continue to grind away, man.
Can you repeat that? You said Big Freeze and who else? Because I kind of interrupted that by accident.
Juan Vasquez the week after that.
Then Big Freeze and Amek.
On Instagram it's Big Freeze MX.
MX. Okay, Big Freeze MX. Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
And,
nice.
But yeah, it's gonna be a great show next week, man. These guys are fly. Crispy as a motherfucker. They just filmed a legit video with like the big old, like the red cameras, and they had girls, and a legit video. I was like, okay. So I'm excited to have these brothers on, man.
For real, that's what's up.
Yeah, man. But other than that, anything else in your world, man?
I know. Other than that, everything is cool, man. I'm just trying to like grow this nonprofit. Heaven Bound Lifestyle Center, man. We're trying to it's just interesting every day, just learning everything, business, people, life, just every day. It's great. And then having this podcast, I'm very fortunate, dude. Very fortunate, man. Yeah, like I'm like, but anyway, so almost 4 hour show, but Beeline that came on, had to eat, got hungry, but next week, and I'm gonna take off, man.
All right, brother. We'll see you next week.
Okay, brother. And, we'll see you next week. All right, man. Good show.
All right.
Thank you, everybody. Big Freeze and Free Change All right, man. Good looking out. All right. I'm out.
All right, brother Ray G, everybody.
That they really should have paid. Had to find a way to get it. No, this isn't what you made. If I ever want to trip, then I'm praying for the blade. And I'm
breaking a blink on the brink of some dumb shit. Watch how I move, cause I know the break's coming. Watch for the blues, cause I know that.
Yeah. Show's over. Shout out to everybody, man. Free change. Only person in the chat, except for some bots trying to sell some pussy or some shit. Shout out to everybody, man. Beeline Entertainment, LLC. Beeline Webshow, Brother Ray G, Harry Too Scary. We'll be back next week at 8 p.m. Never know. There might be an off the cuff. We did 2 shows this week, one on Monday and one on Tuesday. Go check it out, Brother to Brother, with my boy AB Trucks Morales. And we had an off the cuff show on Monday. Other than that, next week, 8 p.m. is where it goes down on the Harry's Drinking Again podcast. Yeah.